That team won 61 games. They smoked them dudes. They beat them 4 straight. So this isn't like this is a situation where they were just good teams. No, that was an awesome Jazz team. They just weren't as good as the Bulls. That's all.
I think they should have won in 98, to be honest.
I had them beating them, to be honest with you, Mars. I had picked them to beat the Bulls in 98 that year. I did. 97, no, I didn't. The Bulls had won 69 games that year. They steamrolled everybody. I didn't think that the Jazz could beat them. In 98, I thought that and on top of that, they had
Hold
one game
on.
won.
Hold on. Did you have the Jazz? Because I'm going to take my Laker fandom because I had the Lakers going to the final that year. Did you have the Jazz going to the final or just once they got there?
In 98?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought they were the best team in the NBA. I did.
Okay.
I absolutely thought they were the best team in the NBA, and I had them beating the Bulls, and the fact that they had beaten the Bulls in Game 1, it was actually starting to come to fruition. I'm like, oh shit, the Jazz are going to be NBA champs. I think they're going to beat the Bulls.
I just wanted to check my fandom because me.
Mm-hmm.
I was all Lakers. It was going to be the Lakers. The Lakers were going to dethrone the Bulls, and I was very excited.
Jazz smoked them dudes.
Damn Jazz.
Jazz smoked them dudes in the West Finals. Mopped the floor with them dudes, no doubt about it. But to the current present, Ron, I apologize. What's up, fellas? Playoff basketball is in effect.
Ooh, yes, the most wonderful time of the year, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why it's snowing here.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
Can you
not
believe
why
it's snowing here?
Yes, I can.
Chill. You might have a
Tone,
guess.
Tone, are you serious that it's snowing in Toronto?
They're not sticking, but there's flurries in the sky, and I'm wearing my winter coat. I hate it.
What is going on? It's the middle of April, and it's snowing.
Get my bed ready, Jay.
I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what you're waiting for, brother.
All right, fellas, we got a whole lot to talk about today. I'm actually going to start the show off with a super chat. Before I do that, I want to shout out our GOAT members, Comatose, the one and only. Shout out the GOAT. I only acknowledge 2 GOATs, Kareem and Comatose.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it, bro. Let's get it.
Losing in the first round to a 40-win team is not GOAT-like.
Yeah,
oh my God.
You know what? We missed it on Monday. We missed
Steph
it on
ain't the
Monday.
GOAT. Steph ain't the
Happy
GOAT.
birthday, Kareem. Happy birthday, Kareem. We missed it on. It was Sunday, the 16th. Happy birthday to the GOAT.
No doubt.
I'm happy that you made another year, Kareem. I salute to that.
Hey, GOATs never die. Analysis of Nick said, where does Dirk rank on all-time shooters? Top 10 question mark? How we feeling about
top
Dirk?
10? Top 10 easy. It's not even a question.
I go in top 10.
Now, first of all, before we go top 10, guys, because I think he's top 10 too. I'm not going to say he's not, but I want to make sure that we clarify what a shooter is, because I don't think a shooter is just a long ball shooter.
Yes, thank you. I've been trying to say this for a long time.
A shooter is not just a long ball shooter. How do you shoot in the mid range? What do you look like at the stripe? What do you look like in the crunch? What do you look like in the playoffs? What do you look like in the meat and potatoes of the game? I don't just mean you shooting the long ball off the bounce every trip. That's not just a shooter. There are a bunch of different attributes to being a shooter. So when you talk about Dirk Nowitzki, who basically invented a shot in the mid range that nobody else has perfected, I think that has something to do with him being in that conversation. Plus,
top 10. Go ahead, Jay.
Plus his ability to shoot the long ball, not just a catch and shoot guy, but in transition and off the bounce, and his ability to shoot in the mid range. And he was money from the stripe. So I definitely think Dirk Nowitzki is in the conversation as a top 10 shooter all time, no doubt.
So
I wanted to add a question because I got him top 10 shooter all time. Is he where would you say the greatest? Top 3? Where would you have him in terms of mid range shooter?
Well, statistically, nobody was better than KD.
I think he's the best. Yeah.
Statistically, I don't think anybody was better than KD. Statistically, I think KD is the best mid-range shooter statistically. But in terms of a shooter, I think he's on the other half of the top. I think he's on the other half of the top 10. I don't think he was better as a shooter. I don't think he was better than Jordan. I don't think he was better than KD. I don't think he was better than Bird. There's a number of different guys that I could think about. I don't think he's better than Klay Thompson. I don't think he was better than Steph Curry, guys like that. I don't think he was better than those guys.
I'm a little bit confused because one of the points you added was also you said crunch, which means clutch, correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Fluent, somebody's lagging. I hear myself echoing. So where's Dirk? So you said MJ, is he top 5?
Is Dirk Nowitzki? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because he's one of the most. He's a very clutch player as well. He could shoot the 3 ball. He could shoot the mid-range ball, and not even just that, the fadeaway jump shot too. Like a fadeaway jump shot is shooting as well. So on top of that, with the clutch, is he top 5?
I don't know if he's better than Jordan. I don't think he's better than Jordan. I don't think he's better than Durant. I don't think he was better than Kobe. I don't think he was better than who else did it? I don't think he was better than Bird. I'm not sure he was better than Damian Lillard. I'm not sure. That's a conversation to be had.
So you got Jordan and Kobe and those guys as top 10 shooters of all time.
Not Kobe. No.
Yo, when we factor in shooting,
wait. We're
talking about shooters. I'm sorry, I got mixed up. We're not talking about scorers. I'm sorry, Mars. We're not talking about scorers. We're talking about shooters. So when we're talking about shooters, we're talking about guys like Curry. We're talking about guys like Bird. We're talking about guys like Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant, Kyle Korver, Mark Price. Let's see.
Steve Nash,
correct. Ray Allen, Reggie Miller. We're talking about guys like that. I think you can make an argument that Dirk Nowitzki is a top. I think you can make an argument he's a top five shooter all time. Because isn't
it hard though? Isn't it hard though with anything before like 98? Because we have our eyes, but we don't have any stats. We don't have any stats showing what they shot from 6 feet to 16 feet. We don't know what they shot for 12 to 16 feet, 16 feet to the 3-point line. Like, we don't have those mid-range stats. And when we say shooter, right, because we need to eliminate the dunks, the layups. And I know we have our eyes, and we know we can use the long ball, anything after 1979, 80. But, like, we don't – there's a lot of – I feel like not having a lot of those numbers – Mars can attest this because he's a stats guy is that it's tough with those other guys – pre 98, right? Because you have to go by your eye test and other things.
I mean, we can still use that though, Tom.
Static in your mic. There's static in your mic, Fluent.
Okay.
And we
I'll be back.
Not fluent in you.
We could still use that logic because a lot of the stuff that we do when we talk about players, a lot of it is built on the eye test. And don't get me wrong, we have to bring in the numbers, and guys like Mars, myself, Dub, we get roasted for that because production does matter. But a lot of that stuff is on the eye test. So when I look at a guy like Kevin Durant, when I look at a guy like Ray Allen, I look at a guy like Curry, Klay Thompson. I mean, it's difficult to watch Reggie Miller and go, yo, he's not one of the 10 best shooters all time. But wait a minute. I mean, he's done it in the clutch. He's done it in the mid-range, right? He's done it at the free throw line.
Yeah.
He's done all of those. He's done all of those things. Same thing with Dirk. Even being that big. So I said initially that he was on the other side, but now that I think about it, in terms of a shooter, I think you can make an argument that Dirk Nowitzki is a top 5 shooter. I'm not sure he was better than Dame. I'm not sure he was better than I don't think he was better than Curry. I don't think he was better than Klay Thompson. I don't think he was better than Bird. I'm not sure he was better than Dame. I'm not sure he was better than Dame. Reggie Miller. Then those guys. Then it gets tricky. Then it gets tricky when we start talking about guys like that. Ray Allen. I think Ray Allen was better than him, but those other guys, I think that's when it gets tricky.
Boys, do you want to go?
I'm taking Dirk shooting over Klay Thompson. For me personally, I'm taking. Okay. For me, my top 5 is Steph, Ray, Reggie, Steve Nash, Bird, KD, and then I'll probably have Dirk at 7. And then 8, 9, and 10, I'll probably get Mark Price in there.
Mark Price.
Then you're looking at Dame. And then you're probably looking at Klay at like 10. And the reason I have Klay like lower is because as a 3-point shooter, I think he's probably like top 3, top 4. But I don't think off the bounce he's as good as any of the guys I've said, other than maybe Reggie Miller. In the mid-range, I don't think he's as good as the guys I've said. So I think, and also at the free throw line, I just don't think he's good enough either. So when I look at shooting in a whole as a skill set, I think from 3, Klay Thompson is that good. But I think you've got to factor in all the levels of shooting, which is a thing people seem to disagree with me on a lot. Like free throw shooting to me is a big part of shooting. If you're not good at shooting free throws, I don't think you're a great shooter. All these guys are like 90%, 88%. Klay Thompson's around 85. Dirk was around 89, 90. KD the same. Then I look at the mid-range game, not just spotting up from mid-range, getting to your spots in the mid-range, shooting over people, the array of ways you can get your shot off, 1 dribble, 2 dribble, back to the basket. I just think at some point it just has to be more than just 3-pointers, volume, and percentage. I think there's a lot more that goes into it, which is why I have Dirk and KD in such high regard. But yeah,
I'm just confused because when you're adding in the criteria of post shooting, fadeaway shooting, mid-range shooting, clutch shooting, 3-point shooting, when I'm thinking about that, I don't know if we're going off of that way of thinking how Klay Thompson's better than Dirk Nowitzki. On top of that, how Kobe Bryant isn't even in the top 10 as well. But then, did you say that MJ's in the top 10 for shooters ever too?
No, we was talking. I had
scores.
We were talking about scorers. No.
Okay.
We're just talking about guys who shoot the basketball.
We could dismiss the MJ part. So in my head, I don't understand how Kobe's not top 10 or in the conversation for top 10, but I can't think in my right mind how Dirk Nowitzki is not a better shooter than Klay Thompson when you're including all of those factors.
It gets very subjective, Dub, because it depends what you value more. Like most people,
he gave us the criteria. He gave us the criteria.
No, I know he gives the criteria, but even with that criteria, most people, not everybody, and I'm not speaking about you guys, will value 3-point shooting more. Mars is the first one, and I appreciate this. Mars is the first one who I keep saying this. It's staticky. I'm going to be home in 2 minutes. Who says free throw shooting? Right? No one ever brings that up, but I think you have to break it down further. It's so difficult to have a criteria called shooting because are you talking, like you said, post, mid-range, 3? Like, I think you got to break it down even more.
So Chitchat, let me ask you, like, which one do you, like, on a scale, do you value 3-point shooting more? Is that why Klay Thompson's over Dirk, or like, what do you value?
When I think about what it is today, when I think about what the game is today, and don't get me wrong, I believe that Dirk Nowitzki shot the long ball with some of the best of them. But one of the main reasons why the Golden State Warriors were as good as they were is because of Klay Thompson's ability to shoot the long ball, not just shoot the long ball on a catch and shoot, but also shoot the long ball on the bounce. I think that Dirk was Dirk was a better mid-range shooter than Klay Thompson. I do believe that. I do believe he was a better mid-range shooter. But when you talk about him impact, you talk about a guy like Klay Thompson impacting the game and how fast the Warriors played. Not only how fast they played, when he did it in terms of in the playoffs or in big games, when he did it. And I think about him as a shooter. It's difficult for me to have him outside the top 5 as a not just a long ball shooter, but an overall shooter. It's difficult for me to have him outside the top 5. And I'm going primarily off what he did in today's game. Could he do what Dirk did in the late 90s and early 2000s and play more in the mid range? I think he could do that, sure.
So I'm just a bit confused because all of the things you said for Klay Thompson can apply for Dirk Nowitzki. He helped revolutionize that position because of who he was. They were playing him at the 3. Sometimes they will play him at the 5 because of his ability to shoot the 3 ball at a high clip. On top of that, like you said before, you're including mid-range shooting, fadeaway shooting, post shooting as well, which he clears him in a lot of those categories. So on top of that, I mean, we're not going to forget, even though I do say against the Miami Heat didn't play well, in the fourth quarter, he was balling out. Like, he was balling out in the fourth quarter. We had nothing to stop him. So I think that everything you said about Klay Thompson can apply to Dirk Nowitzki and more, which is why in my mind frame, like, I think Dirk has to be over Klay Thompson in terms of shooting the ball.
Smart, Dub. You so smart, Dub.
And it does make sense. Absolutely, it does make sense. But when I think about Klay Thompson and I think about games, he actually has a tag, Game 6 Klay Thompson, right? So his ability to shoot the ball in big games, which is not a lot of guys that you can talk about, especially all-time greats. I mean, Klay Thompson is one of those guys. Now, with my criteria, it would make sense that Dirk Nowitzki would be in the top 5. But when I think about how Klay Thompson impacted the Golden State Warriors and their ability to win games, was it more than what Dirk Nowitzki did? I'm not going to say it was more, but I do think it was right there. No,
I think Klay impacted for sure, but Dirk Nowitzki and what he did. No, I'm not going to say it was more. No. I think Klay Thompson's impact was amazing, 100%, and it gets underrated for sure. But Dirk Nowitzki impact, like, come on, bro. Like,
I'm not going to say it was more. No,
Dirk's was way more. Like,
there was a conversation that we were having when Dirk Nowitzki, I think right around the time when they won the NBA championship, that Dirk Nowitzki might be the best offensive 4-man in NBA history. That was the conversation that was going on.
I think he is. Who would be over him offensively?
You can make that comment. Yeah, you can make that comment. You can make that argument.
I may have to slide more with Dirk, but Karl Malone's not bad. I think Dirk May is probably the best offensive weapon at the 4 position. Or Giannis. Is Giannis entering this conversation?
Not yet.
Not for me, no.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We ain't that far away though, Dub. We're not that far away, but not yet.
All right, fellas, we got a whole lot to get into. That was a good opening dialogue, but we had games yesterday, we got games today, and we got a little bit of things in between. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with one of the titles of the show. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been named the 2023 NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Y'all talk to me about this. Do y'all feel he was deserving of this? And how do you guys just feel about him in just the realm of the top defenders in the league?
I have no problem with him winning it this year. I just for me, I look forward through NBA history. 20 years from now, people who never watched Jaren Jackson or anyone play, people are going to end up saying Jaren Jackson Jr. was a better defender than Anthony Davis because he ended up winning a Defensive Player of the Year. AD looks like he's never going to win one, and then I'm going to end up being here like Anthony Davis was just a far superior defender than him the whole time. And it's like Jaren Jackson Jr. is a great defender. I don't think he's the best defender in the league. I don't think he's top 5 probably, or top 3. I don't think he's top 3. He might be top 5. It's like I understand why he deserves it, the impact he's had on that Memphis defense. I just think there's so many better defenders than him that history is going to end up skewing the representation of how good Jaren Jackson is defensively because of the fact he's won this award. And I don't think it's the last time he's going to win it because he's going to keep blocking shots. He's going to keep being the most important defensive piece on that Memphis Grizzlies team. I think he might win a couple. And I don't think he's that good to be winning Defensive Player of the Year compared to the people who I think are going to be all-time great defenders who don't have them.
Is it fair to say, Mars, to counter your argument, is it fair to say that he's going to win more Defensive Players of the Year and people are going to look at him in history as a better defender than what he actually is?
Yes, 100%. For example, Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be Giannis has a Defensive Player of the Year. I already think people are viewing him as better defensively than Anthony Davis, and I don't think that's true.
I don't think it is neither.
But when you look at Jaren Jackson Jr., you're going to say Draymond Green only has 1. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to win more than 1. Is he better than Draymond Green defensively? I don't think so, but people might say that. Anthony Davis, people might say that. And God forbid they start saying Tim Duncan. I don't want them to go that route, but he's has a Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to win multiple, in my opinion. It's I just don't like how it looks. I think it's a bad look.
Well, when we had the show in the beginning of the season, there was a reason why I had Memphis as a play-in team. It was because Jaren Jackson was hurt, and they had him not coming back until after Christmas. So I thought that they were going to struggle defensively because he was their anchor. Only except he came back quicker, which would explain why they got off to such a good start. Now I had Evan Mobley winning the Defensive Player of the Year. I thought he was a better individual defender. I thought he was a better rim protector. I thought he was a better rebounder. I thought he was a better one-on-one defender. And Cleveland had the number 1 defense in the league, and that was largely due to Evan Mobley. But I could say something similar to Jaren Jackson's impact with the Memphis Grizzlies and why they were so good, not just defensively, but overall as a team. He was able to speed up their offense with his ability to protect the rim. He isn't the rebounder that Evan Mobley is, right? I don't think he's the rebounder that Evan Mobley is or the one-on-one defender. But in the paint, I do think that he enhanced that team and had them better. I don't have a problem with him winning it, but I had Evan Mobley pick to win it. But congratulations to Jaren Jackson Jr., no doubt.
Yeah, congratulations to him. I just think history's going to look too favorably upon him when we compare him to other defenders all time. I think the same thing will happen to Rudy Gobert. Right now, Rudy Gobert has a bad reputation, so now we don't say those things. But 20, 30 years down the line, the people are going to see he's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and they're going to end up overrating him, in my opinion.
No,
so
that's not your opinion.
Mars, can I ask you a question, though? Sorry, just to go back a step. Because you said that what you said, I agree with, historically. But do you feel like he doesn't deserve it this year, or just because of how it's going to look historically because he's winning it so young?
I wouldn't have voted for him. For me, like Chill said, Evan Mobley was my Defensive Player of the Year. I think he deserved it. I'm not gonna. It came out of nowhere. Where did Jaren Jackson? He 100% deserved it. I'm looking at more in the future realm more than how much did he deserve it this year. I think he for sure probably deserved it this year. AD missed time, Draymond Green missed time. The Warriors defense wasn't good. Evan Mobley, I think, did deserve it, but that's neither here nor there. I think he was a clear candidate. So it makes sense that he won it. I'm just looking more in the future and how it's going to look then rather than how it looks now. That makes sense.
Plus, Tone, to be honest with you, to Mars's point, Like there are people who are gonna look at Rudy Gobert, who I'm a big Rudy Gobert fan, but I would never say Rudy Gobert and Ben Wallace in the same sentence. No, I wouldn't. I don't think he was as good a defender as Ben Wallace, right? I wouldn't say that Rudy Gobert was a better defender than Scottie Pippen. I definitely wouldn't say he was a better defender than Tim Duncan. But the fact that he won the Defensive Player of the Year 3 times in 4 years, when history sees this, they're going to be like, damn, this dude was awesome defensively, not realizing that there were a lot of guys during his era or right before him that were really good also.
I just think the DPOY for the majority of the time, bro, they just reward guys who's blocking a lot of shots. You know, they don't really look at the dirty work guys that does things that not a lot of people see. Like I don't care. Y'all call me biased. I don't care. But the fact that Bam Adebayo doesn't get no nods for this for the last 3 seasons is kind of upsetting. What he does for the team impacts the team greatly, bro. His versatility impacts our team, our unit. He's a good help defender. He's a solid on-ball defender. He could rim protect as well. We just don't play that style of basketball. And at the end of the day, it's just the DPOY awards. A lot of time they just favor guys who just block a lot of shots. So it is what it is.
So who's a better defender? Jaren Jackson?
And JJ?
Yeah, Jaren Jackson or Bam?
Bam, easy.
Easy.
You think it's easy, Dub? Why do you think it's easy?
He's a Heat fan.
I'm sorry.
Why do you think? I'm sorry, Dub, if you can't hear me. But why do you think it's a large gap between Bam and Triple J?
Because the most crucial thing in the league right now is versatility and one-on-one defense. Your ability to sit here and guard up guys and to make sure that guys don't get by you, that's something that's irreplaceable. Jaren Jackson Jr., I think he's a phenomenal defender there, but one-on-one defense, Bam Adebayo clears him in that aspect. I want him guarding more guys than Jaren Jackson Jr. easily.
So is Bam the best defender in the league to you?
It's between him and AD.
Bam is not a better defender than Evan Mobley. No, he is not.
Evan Mobley's up there. He's in my top 3. He is in my top 3. I like Evan Mobley a lot, though. I wouldn't be mad at Evan Mobley, but that's just me.
Yo, Ox, can you talk to us about how you feel about Jaren Jackson? And then I also want to hear you need a second? All right.
No, go ahead.
Cool. Oh, yeah. Can you talk to us about who you think is or how you feel about Jaren Jackson winning the Defensive Player of the Year? And also, who do you value more in defense? Who, if Sacramento could get one person strictly for defense, would you take Bam strictly for defense or Jaren Jackson?
First of all, you wouldn't get one for defense. We got the defense. We struck. But I like. Can you hear me?
You went in and out. You went in and out, Big Ox. Go one more time. Say what you just said again, Big Ox.
Yeah. Hold on, Ron. Just give me a second. I gotta.
You good?
No problem.
Morris, in the top like realm of defenders, where does Jaren Jackson rank for you? And is he deserving to be in there? Because just because he won the award doesn't mean he's deserving to be in there.
What, like in the league right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Anthony Davis, Evan Mobley, Draymond Green, Giannis,
Bam.
Mm-hmm. That's 5. He'd probably be. I could. Jaren Jackson Jr., Giannis, Brook Lopez. Mm-hmm. Is there anyone else I'm missing who's major?
Herb Jones.
I think those guys are all in like one tier. So if you got Brook Lopez, Giannis, and Triple J, I think those guys are all like. So you got the top 4 for me is in no order: Draymond, Bam, AD, Evan Mobley. Those guys are the top 4. I think they're comfortable. 5 through 7, or 5 through 7. Brook Lopez, Giannis, and Triple J. I think they're all up there. And then you got perimeter guys like Jaden McDaniels, Herb Jones, Drew Holiday. Like those guys are all on their own tier in terms of perimeter defenders. But I'd have him 5 through 7 instead of the top 4. But I think he did deserve the Defensive Player of the Year.
No doubt. Ticket, you there? You alive?
Man, do doo-doo stink?
How you feeling about Jaren Jackson?
I'm not going to say nothing bad about Jaren Jackson. His daddy gave me a shot. And so I'm never going to say nothing bad about his son. So salute to his pops, man. Never forget that, dog. So I never say nothing bad about your son, man. I listen. Congratulations to him. Without me saying anything negative about him, his son, I think that it's a weak era period, defensively. I don't think it's what it used to be as far as defense in the NBA. And so I don't have a problem with him winning it. To me, it's not, outrageous defense being played like it used to be. The guys I watched growing up, man, I came up on the guys I see today is nowhere close. You know what I'm saying, to what those guys were intensity wise. Just on the level of defense. Nowadays they got different schemes they try to throw at you defensively and things like that, different gimmicks. But there's good old fashioned just great defenders. You don't see the good post defenders no more. You don't see the great perimeter lockdown defenders no more like that in the league, like we used to have. And you got to remember, man, Gary Payton made Michael Jordan shoot. He made Michael Jordan work for it in the NBA Finals, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so you don't really see that too much in this day. You don't really see guys, making guys really, 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 the best players really, really go after it like they used to. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all hate when we say back in the day, but it's just true, bro. It's just that the level of competition now, guys are winning Defensive Player of the Year awards and really don't have that much comp. Back then when you won it, I think it's like Chill said, man, you had a whole, bro, if you was winning multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards back when Tim Duncan, Ben Wallace, back when Tony Allen, Ron Artest, all these dudes in the league playing, bro, you was a monster, bro. Because these dudes would really get up on you and get up in you and really make you work for it. Then you had dudes that wasn't even big names like Shane Battier that was playing D, Rajah Bell that was playing D, all these other dudes that was playing defense, Bruce Bowen that was out here playing D. So for me, I don't really see too much of that no more on the perimeter or in the post. So I really don't judge these guys the same way. And I don't hold these guys in the same light. I think that now is more focused on offense. Mm-hmm. And I think that when the game does, which it eventually will, turn back around and focus more on defense, and we really start praising the dudes and really start rewarding the dudes and giving the dudes credit to play on that end at a very, very high level, like we overlooked Mikal Bridges. Like everybody talked just now. Nobody said Mikal Bridges.
I thought he should have been the Defensive Player of the Year last year, to be honest with you.
That guy shows up every night on on defense, and I mean he brings it. And so we didn't even say him. You know what I'm saying? So to me, and he's one of the top defenders of this. How should we say era? Right?
Yeah.
On the wing, he's one of the top defenders of this era. He don't get no respect on us. He don't got no awards.
With Jaren Jackson being the Defensive Player of the Year, he's now known as a rim protector. Would you put him as a rim protector, right? Solely as a rim protector, because I know how you feel about the bigs. Is he a better rim protector than Ewing?
That's a good question.
It's a pretty easy answer in my opinion.
Yeah, to me it's same level, because you got to look, like, to me, you got to look at the competition he was playing against too. Like, bro, when you was a big back then, playing the bigs that was playing back then, that could really dominate the game. And I'm talking about, it wasn't like 2 or 3. It was 15, 20 bigs in the league that you had to worry about every night. Forget the top bigs in the game. You talking about the Sharif Abdul-Rahims, them dudes that's averaging 20 and 10. You got to play against them on a nightly basis. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not even the top dudes that was in the league. You still had to go deal with guys like Zach Randolph 3 or 4 times a year. Yeah, bro. Like, right. See what I'm saying, bro? Like, yeah, chill. Like, I can't really. When we talk about rim protectors, we talking about help defenders over there getting blocked. I'm talking about dudes that was D'ing up and blocking shots straight up. I'm talking about I'm guarding you and I'm punching your shit like Russ did the other night with Devin Booker. I'm talking about that type of defense, bro. We had those type of defenders in the league. We don't see too much of that no more. See what I'm saying? And that's the problem I have. So when you say that, I mean, bro, he's a good athlete and a good shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? But to me, he still has a lot. I think he has a lot he has to learn as far as stop jumping at everything. He gets too many fouls quick. You know what I'm saying? To me, he's a great athlete, great shot blocker. You know what I mean? That's why I see it. But as far as the level of those guys in the day, they were very intelligent. You had to be able to put up 25 a game and play elite defense, like the Ewings did, like the Zoe Warners did. Like bro, come on, bro. Let's keep it real, bro. Like that was an art.
We can do this all day long with 2 minutes. Because it was a big man era. It was a big man era. But Mars, you think it's a pretty easy. You think that's a pretty easy question?
Yeah, I think Ewing's just a better rim protector than Jaren Jackson. If you look at him, just not because rim protection, you got the help defense, which Patrick Ewing, especially if you like, I've watched like a lot of the Knicks in the early 90s. Those defensive teams were elite. Ewing was able to rotate over exceptionally well block shots, but also one-on-one defense in the post. He wouldn't jump on a lot of up fakes like Jaren Jackson would. He wouldn't pick up those cheap fouls. He'd be able to protect the rim in that way. And also, rim protection is more than just blocking shots. It's also just altering shots. And then also being able to alter a shot and then come down with the rebound. That's something Jaren Jackson just isn't very good at. He can alter a shot, but then it's Steven Adams who has to go get the rebound, or he's not getting it himself because he's jumping out the play. So I just think in terms of overall in protecting the paint, I think Patrick Ewing's a better defender. I think Alonzo Mourning was better. I think Hakeem was better. I think there's a lot of guys, Dikembe, Ben Wallet, like there's a lot of guys who are just better than him in that regard. So, and that's no disrespect to him.
No, and I'm just gonna put this out there to be, for the young people. Those guys that you mentioned though did have the advantage of not having the 3-second rule. So these guys today do have to jump out of the paint, jump back into the paint. So there is a little bit more recovery and athleticism that they have to deal with. So
can I counter that? Can I counter that for us?
I'm not saying it lessens any of the greatness. I'm just saying keep that in mind too.
Oh, can I counter what you said for 1 second?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay. My counter to that is this: these guys don't have to deal with the post players that they had to deal with back in the day. So, for example,
and you said that, I was just giving the other side too.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say you saying about the 3 seconds, but they wasn't dealing with back in that era. Dudes was backing you down. They was 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to guard. It's hard to guard a dude you in the post and he taking 3-4 dribbles on you. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to guard because now he jump hooking you, he up and under you. That's the hardest type of defense to play right there. So yeah, like you said, I do agree. With this era, you can't be in a lane like that, but they don't have too many post guys with true post games. You got a few guys like that, like Jokic, MB got a little post game. That's it, really. You know what I'm saying? It's some bonus, but that's it. You don't really see like too many dudes now that's really gonna put you in the post and go to work on a possession basis.
They don't do that. Yeah, for sure.
And I also have, and to Ticket's point, when you got a guy that's having, don't just think that because Ticket said he's dribbling the ball 3 or 4 times. Not only is he dribbling the ball 3 or 4 times, he's also pounding on you too in the process of doing that. So if you're dealing with that all game, your defense is gonna ultimately either go this way or go that way if you're not strong enough. Now the question that I have for the panel, which I still haven't figured out why this is, because we talk about the league MVP, right? And the league MVP sometimes goes to the best player. So is that the same logic with the defensive player of the year? It goes to the best player. And we put these guys in the same category with the best defensive player. Is that unfair to those guys?
I think the defensive player of the year is less often the best defensive player as the MVP is the best player. Did that make sense?
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Showtown. Do you think that Jaren Jackson Jr. is taking a pounding because he, at the end of the day,
Will you focus, Tone? Hold on, dog. Focus, Tone. Focus. We trying to get somewhere here, Tone. Will you focus?
We're trying to get some here, Floyd. Don't be immature like there. So, thank you. So, what did you say that Jaren Jackson Jr. is taking a pounding because he has to be versatile. He has, because the way that this day and age of offense is set up, like it's hard for a one-on-one defender to really get that matchup because of the switches, because of the pick and roll, because of the spacing as well. So Jaren Jackson Jr. has to navigate between all of that. On top of that, make up for not only his mistakes, but his teammates' mistakes. So I just want to ask you, don't you think that Jaren Jackson taking a pounding?
No, I disagree. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to answer that.
He easy to beat. I disagree that because in that era, guys were fighting through screen. Like, bro, you wasn't just gonna get Ron Artest to go under a screen. Ron Artest was gonna fight over screens, and he was so long. You understand what I'm saying? His arms are so long. These guys are so long and athletic. The Gary Paytons of the world. All these dudes are fighting over screens. They're not. If you're a shooter, they're not letting you get away with that. They're running through screens, fighting over screens, and they're stuck to you. So all that, and then you got to remember, it was still good floor spacing back in the days. People act like floor spacing just happened now. They all got this game from them. You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on.
When back in the day?
Go back and look at that. Go back and look at that 95 Rockets team. Why they?
Oh no, they had spacing 100%.
Yeah, don't make it look like.
Well, it wasn't
Yeah,
the
you
league
had-
as a
you had
whole.
to have
Like,
good-
it is-
I think when there was illegal defense, I think there was spacing because of the rules. But once they got
No,
rid of
no,
the, like, the early 2000s, there wasn't spacing, in my opinion.
No, yes, it was. Hold on. You had to have hold on. You had to have spacing
Even
because of the
then,
post back.
But even then, illegal defense, they would commit to the double teams. A lot of times they'll commit to the double team. Like MJ, they'll commit to the double team. They wouldn't give a damn. But
The
even
Bulls
then,
had
like
spacing, to be fair, the Bulls
they did have spacing 100% because of the triangle. But when we're looking at the spacing from the 90s and then the spacing from this year's for the 2020s, come on, it's two different things.
Bro, the spacing from the 90s. Hold on. The spacing from the 90s. Hold on.
I will say this. I just in terms of the spacing, it is a little bit over exaggerated because we make it seem like everybody pre 2010 was sitting in the paint. All 10 guys were all stuck together in the
wasn't
paint.
true.
And that's
what
not
was
true
going
because
on.
they were a foot inside the three, don't get me wrong, but they were shooting long. This is why the analytics said, hey, you're better taking that step back and shooting the three because you're from, 22 feet out, you're shooting atop of the key. You're better off taking a step back at 23.9 and hitting a three.
Right.
Fluent, don't stop. Hold on, Fluent. Don't stop there.
Out and guys were hitting 16 to 20 foot jumpers pretty consistently, so there was spacing. It's been stretched out. They
To the 3-point line.
No, Fluent. Don't stop.
Which means there's more room to cover. There's more room to cover.
Fluent, don't let him off the hook like that.
Hold on. That was my point about they can't just stay in the key either. They have to come out, and then we're talking a matter of feet extra, but it has stretched out a little bit more. But when you say there was no spacing, there absolutely was spacing.
Yeah, I never said that.
Don't let him off the hook like that. The truth is that they also played bigger. In this era, everybody want to play small ball. So you got them small dudes out here, bro. Everybody, them small dudes ain't listen. It's different. I'm gonna give you an example. Hold on. I'm gonna give
more space.
All you gotta do is go look at the Lakers lineup. You got Kobe Bryant 6'6". You got Robert Horry 6'9", 6'10". You got Shaq 7 foot. You got Ron Harper that was playing the point out there for a year. He was what did he go at Fluent until time? 6'6". Bro, you got all that. Hold on. So when you got those big dudes out there on the court, it looked like it ain't no spacing out there because they so damn big. They covering up all the space. But now since you play small ball, you got a small guy like Draymond Green who's 6'6" playing the 4. You got a small undersized center like Looney that's playing the center. So most of your centers are 6'10" now. They ain't 7-footers no more. They used to play 7-footers alongside dudes that was 6'10". Then your wings was 6'6", 6'7". See what I'm saying? So now when you open your arms up, the lane look clogged up. Now when you playing a miniature dude like a Draymond Green that's 6'6", and sometimes he's playing the center, bro, it's gonna be small when you running guys like.
But ticket. But think about what you said. You're exactly saying what I'm saying, right? So if you've got 5 guys on the court that are 6'6", 6'9", 7'1", and they're 2 feet inside the 3-point line, it looks, and it is tighter, less spacing. Now you throw in a bunch of guys that are 6 foot, 6'4", 6'3", the center's 6'9", and they're spaced out 3-4 feet.
Get your mind out the gutter, Dub, and focus.
Yeah, stop it. It
looks
like there's more. This also looks like there's more space because you got smaller guys over a bigger area. So it works both ways. So what your point? Yes, they were bigger, so it looked smaller, but also now since we play smaller lineups, it also looks more open.
You want to know why the bigs ain't so damn big anymore, man?
Because they want more skilled.
No, not even about that. It's mainly because there's a lot of ground to cover now, right? When they started introducing the stretch big lineups in like the 2010s, like 2015s, they were still able to have a lot of big guys and big forwards. But now that they essentially turned bigger threes to play the small forward power forward position. Now you have 4s who can shoot the 3 ball and run in transition. And for a lot of lineups in today's era, you just can't have a big guy out there on the floor unless it's like a Joel, unless it's a Jokic who's dominating like that in that way. Sabonis right now. Who's the 4? Who's the 4 for the Kings right now?
Keegan Murray.
And why is that?
Because he can stretch the defense.
He can stretch the defense and they can run in transition, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even the bigs, bigs ain't big anymore.
You know what's going to happen, right? There's only going to be so many 7, 6'10" dudes that can shoot and dribble. Eventually, someone's going to throw in another big who's going to post people up, slow down the offense, and people will be like, "Oh, that worked." And it's going to it's gonna come
It's
back.
gonna turn.
I've said
And I
this
agree.
before.
Yes.
Oh, have you said that before?
Yeah, I've said like the league goes in circles. Like
Yeah.
right now, we have a call for versatility. I said the league's gonna go in a direction where everyone's gonna be like 6'7", 6'9", just switchable, switch 1 through 5, and then there's gonna be a big who's gonna come in and destroy the idea of switching because
There's going to be a new Shaq that's born.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just
and then
going to go down low
teams are
and
gonna realize
dominate. And you're like, oh, we got to come
inside to
guys
counteract him.
Yeah.
And then you're going to end up having another inside-out game. And then guess what? You're going to have a new
100%.
Steph Curry who's going to come along and kill these bigs.
That's right.
You have to
It's
play
cyclical.
inside out. And then,
Absolutely.
that's how the NBA.
It's a
Well,
copycat
Mars.
league. It's a copycat
Mars,
league.
but Mike D'Antoni's the one who really did it. He's the one when he started winning 60 games and stuff, playing a small lineup with Amari at the 5. When he started winning 60-something games like that, that's when the league started going small, trying to match up with him instead of just doing what they always did. I did like what the Lakers did a couple years ago when they won a chip. They just went big. They just said, forget y'all. We're just going to play big and just beat you up. And I like that. That kind of remind me of how it used to be when you just dominated the boards, you went big, and then they just out. And then you remember when they played the Rockets and them, they destroyed those dudes because they had no answers on the post. So even all that spacing you talking about, that was eviscerated with all that size. Because if you got LeBron playing a 3, he can get you 8-9 rebounds. Then you got Dwight out there at the center. You got JaVale, and you rotating him and Dwight at the center spot. Then you got AD out there. Bro, it's just too much. That's why I think that they should go back to that. I want to see this era go back to that. But I think when Mike D'Antoni started winning 60 games with the Suns like that, I think people started to switch up and started to play undersized lineup trying to match up with him. And he hadn't even won no chips doing it. And then when Golden State did it, that's when everybody said, well, damn, they did it and won a chip. Remember, before they did it, everybody said you couldn't win playing like that. Then them two dudes did it, and now everybody else wants to try
Even
to
though
do
they
it.
weren't, even though that Phoenix team, that 8 seconds or less offense was not that far away. They was in the Western Conference.
I think they should have won in 07.
They were right there a number of different years. I'm still one who says if they would have got past Dallas, I think they smoked Miami. The way that they was running up and down, I think they smoked Miami in 06 in the finals. I think they smoked Miami. The way that they was getting up and down the floor, that offense. But to your point, but to your question, Dub, I think that as a big, an athletic big like Jaren Jackson, who can cover more space on the perimeter, the idea of him being on the block and getting beat up by a guy like Mutombo, getting beat up by a guy like Shaq, getting beat up by a guy like David Robinson, getting beat up by a guy like Olajuwon, I think that that's going to take more of a toll on him, and I think that's going to be more difficult on him as opposed to him having to chase a smaller guy around the wing who, to be honest with you,
wouldn't he be a 4 though in their day? Back when Alonzo and Ewing, wouldn't he be a 4?
Which would even be worse, Tone, because now I got to deal with dudes like Barkley and I got to deal with dudes like Malone and Tim Duncan beating up on me.
Yeah, but I also
and
get
Kevin
like
Garnett,
Masons and
right? Mason. I got to
like,
deal with dudes like that beating up on me. So the idea of me having to run,
that's a lot of pounding.
Right. The idea of running around on a perimeter and having to deal with guys who, if I'm chasing, I don't know, one of the better swingmen, or Rui, for example. I mean, is Rui going to shoot the long ball all night? He might not shoot the long ball all night, as opposed to when I'm playing back then. I got to deal with Malone on the block all night long.
Yeah, that's true.
I got to deal with him, and when I get switched on Alonzo Mourning, I got to deal with him all night long.
Yeah, dealing with that all night long is ridiculous. Golly.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get off of Jaren Jackson. This is officially turned nasty, literally.
What are you talking about?
Hey, but no, we do gotta move on though. We do gotta move on. We've talked about Jaren Jackson for a pretty long time.
Leave that for Dub's world.
Congratulations, Jaren Jackson Jr., my man. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Defensive Player of the Year, no doubt, brother. Respect.
All right, so what we're gonna do is talk about the first game from yesterday. Let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. As you guys do know, Philadelphia was down for a majority of the game. They made a comeback and ended up handling them. Cameron Johnson went crazy in the first half, 22 points. Mikal Bridges, he had a solid outing too. How do we feel about Harden and his performance? I want to start.
Look, let's start with Jock Vaughn. I like Jock, but he's a goddamn fool, man. Bro, listen, man. Bro, you talked all that stuff about Cam Thomas when he scored 40, saying, "Oh man, well, we lost." Bro, you're benching him, bro, and you're getting your ass beat in the playoffs, bro. Bro, you desperately need another guy that can put the ball in the basket, man. You can't have one dude trying to carry you against a team like Philly every single game. You need multiple guys on the court who can put the ball in the basket. I know he has a defensive principle. He come under the Popovich tree and things like that, bro. But sometimes, man, every time you play the young fella, he gets 40, bro. You need scoring right now, bro. Dinwiddie and them, they not really getting no stops anyways. Y'all still getting beat by 20. Play Cam Thomas some minutes and see if he can give you some offense to assist. That way, you can free up more your main guys to be able to score. Because once they start scoring 20, all Doc is doing is, because remember, they both had 20 in the first half in the first two games. Doc goes into halftime, makes the adjustment, and those dudes ain't doing nothing in the second half. He cutting off that water, and nobody else that's out there is scoring. You went away from Seth Curry. He's been a pretty good playoff performer since he's been in the NBA. You went away from him. Then, like I said, you won't even play Cam Thomas. I don't understand. I can understand if you had superstars over and you say, okay, son, you can't. You don't have that type of personnel, bro. Play the man. You have to get some offense, man. You ain't going to win the way you're trying to win, bro. And then if I'm Cam Thomas, bro, I'm out of there on my next deal. And I know they say he got deficiencies in this game. A lot of players do. But he can put the ball in the basket with the best of them, bro. And he's shown this repeatedly, not only in trash time, but he's shown this during the season, right after the KD trade, when they were playing guys who were putting their starters out there, and he kept getting 40s on a night-to-night basis. So I want to see if this dude is the truth. Now we're in a mode where, yeah, we're trying to win a series, but I'm analyzing. And I need to play the guy right now because I need to see if he can handle these type of moments. Because if he can score, guess what? We can work with the other stuff in the offseason and get his defensive game up to speed. But if he can really assist me and put the ball in the basket, why am I going to do this stupidity, mess around and lose him to a different team? And then, luckily, the Lakers recovered. But I'm looking like, damn, after they see Malik Monk on a different team. You know, Michael Jordan has to be going crazy right now watching Malik Monk the way he's been playing on other teams, bro. It's all about player development, bro. It's all about player development, man. And so, like I said, bro, develop the man, bro. The man has skills. The talent is there, bro. KD didn't bring him to y'all for no reason. Play the man, bro. You're getting the hell beat out of you. At some point in time, drop your pride, bro. I hate to see that shit, man.
That's exactly that. You hit the word right at the end. Jacques, a lot of these coaches fall for like their pride. They're so stubborn that they want to play a certain way. Jacques Vaughn doesn't have a team. There are some teams where you have to go 8 deep, 7 deep in the playoffs. You have to shorten your rotation because, hey, that's your top heavy. This isn't that team. You need to throw in Cam Thomas. And yes, he might not be able to play defense, but you know what? I need a spark off the bench because I'm going against a better team. So I got to try things that might be a little out of the ordinary. Maybe I need to go 10 deep instead of 7 or 8 deep. Maybe I need to go 11. Maybe I need to throw in a guy who at the beginning of the season, everybody was loving, Yatu Watanabe. Throw him in there and see if he can knock down some threes, get some open shots. Like, you need to do that because what you're doing isn't working, but you're like one of these coaches, and I see it so often that you're going to fit into my system. I'm not going to fit to what I have. And that is a recipe for failure. He needs to see what he has and work with it. That's a sign of a really good coach.
My bad, Ron. I didn't mean to change you.
No, you good. This is a great topic, and that's going to segue into the next topic. Does anybody else have a solution for the Brooklyn Nets?
I think they can beat. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Moss.
They're gonna lose regardless.
Four
or 5 games. Yeah. I think since they are gonna lose, yeah, sure, play Cam Thomas. He's not gonna help you win, so why not see what he can do in a playoff game? That's fine. He's not good anyway. I mean, good for trying to win at this point. But you might as well play him. See what happens. If he gets you 25 in a 20-point loss, well, Cam Thomas can score nice. So why not? But I think the idea of double teaming Embiid every time he touches the ball, I see the plan. I think you need to, you don't need to send a double team as soon as he touches it. Send a double team on his drive. Make him actually have to make a decision. If you would have given him time to see where the double's coming from, he can survey the floor. There was a couple times last night where they didn't send the double until he started driving and he threw the ball out of bounds. He lost the ball. He had to pick up his dribble. Those are the times when you send the double, when he's not able to scan the floor. I think that's what Jacques Vaughn needs to do a better job of. He can't just be telegraphing all his double teams, because then it's one swing pass to James Harden, who finds Tyrese Maxey's attacking the closeout. One swing pass PJ Tucker in the corner. That's too easy. So I think Jacques Vaughn needs to do a better job of that. but they're gonna lose in 4 games anyway. So
Mars, but he's been there. I disagree with you, bro. Listen, I can understand they out here just getting punched from the beginning of the bro. These dudes is up midway through the third quarter, bro. They have, and the reason why they're losing, they have no offensive support. You can't depend. Spencer Dinwiddie have been deep in the playoffs. He giving you nothing. That's why Kyle Kuzma called him Den Shitty. He's giving you nothing. It's the same, bro. Then you got Cam Johnson last night. He cooking. Mikal Bridges is 1 of 6 from the field. And you don't have nobody else that can go get you a bucket, bro. Sometimes, bro, you got to put that stuff to – I've seen great players play, bro. James Harden don't play no deep. He going to play 35 to 40 minutes. You know why? Because he get buckets. That's why. Straight up. That's a he's done a majority of the career.
Let's be honest, the Nets are still losing. Whatever they do, the Nets are still losing. So maybe he's just giving up. I don't know.
And I don't want to what I don't want to do neither, Mars, is I don't want to disregard Cam Thomas as a scorer just because, okay, that's nice, he's scoring. No, this guy is the future of our team, possibly, right? So we might be able to build around it. We might be able to build. He's only 21 years old, Mars. So we got to do it on our bench, who came off the bench a couple of games and scored 40. We might have a gem right here, and we don't even know it. And we might have a piece that we could possibly build around, only except we're not using him in the playoffs. And not only are we not using him in the playoffs, we're devaluing him now. So if we possibly want to trade him, we're not going to get what we could possibly get for him. So we're going to ultimately end up handing him over for a bucket of extra crispy and a 6-pack. Now,
sorry, finish. Go ahead.
Now I will tell you this. I think we've seen both spectrums of James Harden. I think we saw in game 1 this James Harden, and I thought we saw this James Harden. So now we have to see where this James Harden is. Which James Harden are we going to get for the rest of this series, right? So we saw the 3 for 13 James Harden. I was waiting for that dude to show up, and he did. Here he is. So now it's just
fine. But that's fine because we were okay with 3 for 19 Russ. So we're okay with 3 for 13. Harden.
Absolutely, but those two things are not even close to the same thing. Those two things are not the same. But anyway, now if we could get now the middle James Harden, if we could get 19 and 9, where he's a little more efficient. I don't expect James Harden to be 50 to 55% from the floor, but just a little more efficient and getting off the basketball a little bit more. I think that they can do work. Now, what I didn't like from Doc Rivers, and it's going to get exposed in the next series, Doc Rivers getting the ball to Joel Embiid where he's getting doubled. Joel Embiid is getting doubled at the free throw line. He's getting doubled at the 3-point line. That's going to be a problem moving forward. And the reason why that's going to be a problem moving forward, because now that defense is compact. Now, what I mean when I say the defense is compact, it's not a lot of ground to cover when Joel Embiid is on the 3-point line and he's getting doubled, because you got a bunch of other guys standing around the 3-point line, as opposed to if Joel Embiid is in the paint, he's getting doubled. Now there's more ground to cover when guys are shooting the basketball. So I think that's going to be a problem moving forward. Doc's going to have to fix that.
I want to go back quickly to the Cam Thomas thing, because we can all name probably 2 guys, right, on every team that only play offense or only play defense. So to bench him because all he does is get you buckets, that's kind of the point of the game, isn't it? Like, doesn't every team have a guy that only gives you buckets? Look at Philadelphia. Hold on, I'm agreeing with you, Ticket. They should play him. Doesn't Philadelphia have PJ Tucker, who went for what, Ofer? But did a bunch of other things, right? He's not going to give you points. He does other things. Well, every team has a scorer that comes off the bench that it's like, hey, I'm going to put him in these, 4, 5, 7-minute stretches to get me buckets. That's what I need. When they had the lead, to Ticket's point, when they had the lead, you throw in a guy like Cam Thomas who's just going to outscore the other team, and now you build on that lead versus lose that lead. So, I think it's bad too.
They had 2 shots. They had 2 shots in Philly early in the game. They had the leads. Going into the third quarter, they had them leads, and they couldn't hold on because they don't have no offense, bro. And listen, we know what James Harden gonna do to what Ron said. We know Harden's gonna be up and down. We know what he's gonna do. But the thing is that when you play, and to what you call said that the defense, y'all was questioning the defense. The defense is solid. They ain't out here, bro. For the 3 quarters, the defense is solid. What's happening is they're giving up because they can't. They're getting frustrated. They can't score. So if I'm coming down, we getting stopped and we can't score. At some point in time, man, we're going to let go this rope. That's what's going on. That's what I'm saying, bro. Everybody got to look at this. Yo, it's something going on where that coach doesn't like him, bro. Because he only play him when he don't have nobody else to play. And then every time he play, dude, he drop 40. Ain't nobody dropping 40 in the NBA game. He got 4 40-point games this season, bro. 4. Ain't no other kid like that dropping all them 40-point games if he can't play in the association, bro. I don't give a damn who you is, bro.
Yeah,
so it's obvious that he can score. Go ahead, Dub. It's obvious that he can score. Go ahead, Dub.
Yeah, I would like to say I 100% agree with Ticket, mainly because like sometimes basketball, like the answer's right there. Like we won't have to overcomplicate anything. Like the answer's the answer. I think they should give to Cam Thomas some minutes because the reason why they're losing games is what Ticket said. The moments where they're playing good defenses, it's time for them to go on a run. There's nobody to spark that run. There's nobody to answer for that run. There's nobody that can give them buckets for that run to happen. So bring a guy like Cam Thomas in so maybe he can be that guy to spark it up. Especially if you have Joe Harris out there pulling up some threes. Like, come on, bro. If you got him out there, you can get
Joe Harris off the floor. Get Joe Harris off the floor now. Yes. Get him off the floor.
So if you put him,
sorry, I can't handle it.
No problem. No problem. I feel the same way. If you got if you got Joe Harris out there, you could put Cam Thomas out there, see if he could spark a run. There's the thing. I actually like the defense that he's been playing on Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid he's been putting up good numbers, but he hasn't been dominating them or killing them. They've been putting up a good fight towards him. And I think Jack Vaughn, that's one of the brightest parts of what he did in this series, the double teams that he's setting, making it hard for Embiid to make reads, making it hard for James Harden to get some shots off too. I think he's done a good job in that, but he needs to put Cam Thomas in. He does.
Y'all dogging Dub in the comment section, but y'all ain't say nothing when we should see Lou Williams do it. Lou Williams won't play no D. Lou Williams had one job: come in the game and get buckets. That's it.
And on top of what Dub just said, when I know as a rotation guy that I got one job, come in the game and get buckets, I'm more confident coming into the game as opposed to, I might play 3 minutes, I might play 5 minutes. I already know when I come in the game, like Vinnie Johnson, like Lou Williams, like any of these guys, like Jamal Crawford, I'm coming into the game to give you guys buckets, and I'm going to see 20, 25 minutes tonight. I already know that, so there's no misunderstanding when I step on the floor. You dudes are getting buckets. And the confidence level is going to go through the roof. Now, what he's doing is he's putting him in the lineup for 3 minutes, then taking him out of the game, putting him in the lineup for 5 minutes, and then taking him out of the game. Well, you're screwing him up because he can't get a rhythm. As a scorer, one of the main things that I do as a scorer is I have to get a rhythm. If you put me in the game for 2 minutes, then take me out. Then put me in the game for another 3 minutes, and then take me out where I don't see the floor or I don't see the ball, then what's the sense in having me out here? Add all of that up to the fact that what Ticket just said. If we're trying to go on a run, when we go 3-4 possessions where we don't get a score, that playing defense, that's going to start to get old, yo. It is.
You know how demoralizing that is when you're making key great stops and you can't answer for it?
3-4 trips.
That sucks.
3-4, 5
that
trips.
sucks.
Bro, they was playing great. They was playing great all the way through that third quarter, and then you can see it once Maxey kept hitting threes. It just warmed down. They're like, yo, we did what we supposed to do on Harden. We did what we supposed to do on Embiid. They don't have no other guy. They don't have no other guy that's giving them that scoring they need. They don't have a Roy Hachimura. They don't have an Austin Reeves. Somebody else. They don't have a Malik Monk. Somebody else that's supporting you, giving you that support. That's because the coach is not playing them. Bad, bro.
Yo, but you guys, I want to transition over to the 76ers. I put up a poll and I said, who's more impactful for the offense of the Philadelphia 76ers right now? And I put Tyrese Maxey and James Harden. And before you guys dive in, I just want to say, if for the second straight playoffs, James Harden gets outplayed by Tyrese Maxey, we need to all have a discussion.
No, we don't.
No, we do not. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Let Jay go because Jay's been telling me for a year.
No, we do not.
Let James Harden go. Let it be the max.
Just so we know, Ron. Last season, when his contract was up, everybody was talking about how James Harden, he was going to sign an extension. I was down to let him walk out the front door, and I wanted to give the ball to Maxey, and I got roasted for that. And the reason why I got roasted for that was because reputation. They weren't looking at what Maxey was going to turn into, considering who he played for, who was Doc Rivers, a point guard, who is the assistant, Sam Cassell, who is another point guard. So he was basically going to point guard university. So this was a situation that he wouldn't fail at. We're talking about a guy as a transition guard who was one of the best in the game. He could be one of the best distributors in the game. James Harden is clearly on the other side of his career. Not only is he on the other side of his career, he's not nearly as effective as Maxey is in transition alone. And I think that he would have gotten so much better just this year alone under Doc Rivers and Sam Cassell with with Joel Embiid in the lineup. I was one who got roasted for that. I wanted to give Maxey the ball and let James Harden walk out the front door. I understand that it's a business. I understand that it's a business decision because with James Harden in the lineup, you're selling more tickets. You're on TV a little bit more. But
He also took a discount, didn't he? He came at a discount.
Right. But I also understand this. When you winning, you're on TV a little bit more. The stands are filled a little bit more too. And I think that I feel like moving forward with Maxey, I just thought that was a better fit for them.
Man, I told you last night, Joe. I'll tell you again. Pause that. I have to apologize because I was one of those people that disagreed with you on that take when you first said that, man. But hey, Showtime was on to something, man. James Harden is showing you exactly who he is. This is the guy y'all said was better than John Wall.
Oh,
y'all kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Don't let him off
Don't do that.
No, are y'all kidding me? Like, cut it out, bro. Cut the cat. Cut the cat.
You got to remember too, Mars. Now we talking about a James Harden who's on the other side of his career, yo. So he's not as sharp as he used to be. And would you rather 2 years of James Harden or 8 years of Maxey? I'd much rather 8 years of Maxey than 2 more years of James Harden. Much rather that.
I'd rather have both of them for the 2
years. But you're getting 2 years of Harden and 8 years of Maxey. You're getting both.
I wouldn't get rid of Harden for Maxey now. I think Harden, once the decline continues and then Maxey needs to elevate, yeah, that's fine. But as of now, I think you need both of them to have a chance. They're asked to do different things. Maxey is asked to score. James Harden is asked to facilitate, be a playmaker, run the pick and roll with Joel Embiid. Even in this series, Tyrese Maxey, he's scoring well and he's scoring efficiently, but it's primarily off the fact that Embiid's drawing double teams. He's being swung the ball. He's attacking off those closeouts. It's not like he's just there getting to work, scoring. Like, he's playing his role within the system. He's doing a very good job of it. But I think you need both of them. I think James Harden is still the better player. I think this series, the fact he hasn't gotten to the free throw line once is extremely concerning. He gets to the rim and he hasn't been able to finish. The 3-point shot, yeah, that was never going to be like 40% in the playoffs. It's never going to be that for James Harden just because he creates all of them for himself. But I do think the finishing and the in-between game is going to come along. I think he's at 20% from 2-point range in the playoffs in these 2 games. That is not going to maintain. So
don't be surprised, bro. I'm just saying.
Dub, there is no way that maintains. Dub, there's no way.
It may go up to 40.
Dub, weren't you the one that was saying that you were going to be a Harden believer this playoffs? Didn't you say that you had faith that he was going to have a good run?
Mars is a winner.
Dub
Go answer that, Mars. Go answer that, Mars.
Okay, somebody, who said that?
It probably is me. I have them going to the finals. It was probably me.
It's Mars and Low, probably.
So, I mean, with that being said, do we have any type of faith that he's gonna play in a good side? Or
I have faith.
I still have them going to the finals. So
I have faith. If Harden is the third best player for those guys, I think they could win a chip. If Maxey is the number 2 guy, he's the number 2 go-to guy, while James Harden just worries about facilitating and getting those guys involved, I think they could win the chip.
Doug, with that being said, though, like Harden being the third best player, that doesn't mean that it's just Tyrese Maxey outplaying him. James Harden still has to come and play ball. Like, he can't be the third best player by default. You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't see what you're saying.
Okay, he's saying Maxey has to elevate more than James Harden is just the third best player because he's playing so badly that Maxey's better than him. He's saying Maxey has to be at such a high level that Harden playing at his regular level is the third best player, right?
Just like that.
Yeah, no, I think the scoring needs to go down to allow Tyrese Maxey to have that scoring load. James Harden, his passing playmaking can remain the same. Maybe that can have an uptick, but scoring needs to come down in order for them to win. They just shouldn't be looking for James Harden for buckets. They should be looking for Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. So
he needs to be less aggressive, is what you're saying?
To score the ball, yes.
Okay. Fluent Ticket, do you guys want to comment on the Sixers at all?
Man, these dudes capping. These dudes talking about going to win the championship. Man, come on, bro. Like I said, too inconsistent from James Harden. I agree with Chilltown from the beginning on Maxey. You know what I'm saying? And as I said before, man, Philly's going home in the second round, bro. Them dudes ain't getting out the second round, man. I feel sad for Doc, but Doc got a bunch of crash dummies on that team, man. It's just that simple, bro. Once again, the Bucks will wake up, shut Dub up. They'll send Miami home. You know what I'm saying? Put the little kids to bed. Dub will have a fit.
Don't talk about that, man.
Dub will have a fit, go on a rage. He'll have a fit, go on a rage. And then once Philly plays the Bucks, they'll get their ass smacked and sent back to reality. And we won't.
It's Boston in the next round.
They would have the Bucks to the conference finals.
Oh, Boston. What the shit? They really gonna get the hell beat out of them there because Boston, they practice whooping their ass. They ain't Boston like 10-1 against them in the last 11 games. So
in the words of Joel Embiid, this is not a rivalry. They kick our ass every time we play them.
Fact. So I mean, bro, that's it, man. Listen, man. They got James Harden, bro. They ain't going to no championship, man. Period.
I want to know the only thing I want to say about Philly because I'm going to stick to my pick. And if you don't remember it, too bad. Why is Joel Embiid still bringing up Nick Nurse? Like what like they didn't even make the playoffs. What are you worried about Nick Nurse for, dude? Focus on the task at hand.
Because Brooklyn is doing the same thing that Nick Nurse did. Bro. That's why. Because Brooklyn doing the same thing that he was doing.
I'm whining,
complaining for fouls.
Jeez.
That's why. That's all that was.
Philly going to the final
for fouls.
For those that don't remember.
All right, fellas, super chats. Let's go ahead and dive into a few of these, and then we got some other games to talk about, and y'all know exactly what game I'm talking about.
I'm waiting for Bobby. I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm really trying to stall for him. I'm really trying to stall for him.
God,
L Wi-Fi.
Like the Wi-Fi, please.
Probably raining in Seattle. That's why.
He's not. If he was in Seattle, his Wi-Fi be clicking like
his Wi-Fi.
He's in Portland. That's that Portland Wi-Fi. Ask Haley about it. All right, Lonnie Williams said, "Did y'all see the poll of NBA players who the GOAT is? Who got Jordan as the GOAT? 58.3%. Braun got 33%. Kobe got 6.8%. Bill Russell got 1%, and T Mac got 1%. I love T Mac, but where do y'all rank him? And think of the poll; it was from 100 players.
Ain't no remember one person said Bill Russell. No way." These NBA players.
No, not one person.
1%. Well, it was 100 people.
1% of 100. Yeah, 1%. I wonder who that one. The T-Mac got no comment, but
I think they might have asked T-Mac. He might have slipped in there with some current players.
Oh, yeah, hey, I forgot to say something because I seen somebody in the comment section said something crazy. They talking about Cam Thomas don't pass. Man, would you pass it to them dudes either?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Back to the. I find it the survey. The survey interesting.
Wait, if it's 100 people, how's that 58.3%?
It said around. It says approximately. It does say approximately. So they don't know exactly.
I'm surprised between the gap between Kobe and LeBron. NBA players always seem to like. That's always like a big close debate. Like I thought it'd be like 40 LeBron. 30 Kobe more than
hold on, Mars. That's a lie.
It's a new generation.
That's a lie, Mars. That's a lie. That's not a close debate.
Hold on, for all the LeBron people, because I know right now they're saying this is a load of crap. This is BS nostalgia, blah blah blah. Just think about it for you guys. That number has come down because it was in the 60s the last time they surveyed the NBA players. So if you guys wait long enough, give it another 10 years, it'll be LeBron. So you'll get your wish.
Not even 10 years, Tone. I'm not even going to go as far as 10 years.
Man, don't do that.
I know it's crazy, and I know you don't want to hear it, but I know it's crazy to say it. It's going to be. I'm telling you, yo. I'm telling you, in the next 5 years, we're gonna be having and I know that you dudes don't want to talk about it. I know.
Don't you do that, hey, Chilltown? Don't you do that?
Ticket, I'm not doing it.
The icing on the cake is if your man lose another NBA Finals, oh yeah, it ain't gonna be close. Oh, you damn right. His ass is gonna be out of here.
No,
just the way.
Hey, no way you're gonna criticize him if he makes the final.
Can you believe that?
Can you believe that? Hold on, Mars.
38 years old.
What you mean? Is he get carried to the final?
There's gonna be a bunch
out of here, man.
There's no way LeBron can be a 7 seed and get criticized.
Don't think I forgot. Get carried to the finals. But we'll roll players like Austin Reeves and Roy Hachimura, man. Get out of here, man. Like I said before, man. Stop playing with me.
So LeBron's teammates aren't allowed to play well.
Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me, man. It's supposed to make you point, man.
That take you had yesterday about LeBron allowing his teammates to be themselves. I agree with that take wholeheartedly.
Man, stop playing, Doug.
We praise everybody else for doing it.
He praised Jimmy Butler for doing it. He said Jimmy Butler.
No, I didn't. I didn't praise Jimmy Butler. I did not praise him.
LeBron, he's getting carried.
Stop lying on me. I didn't praise Jimmy. I said that's what he do.
I have
didn't praise
vilified LeBron for
Okay,
not
you never
doing that in the
criticized him for
past.
it.
Hold on. I have vilified LeBron for not doing it in the past. 100% I'm going to praise him for doing it because he finally did what he needed to do. The guy is 38 years old.
Did he do it or did he not have a choice?
He shot 0 for 1 in the fourth quarter, and he allowed the other guys to win the game.
Did he do it purposely or did he not have a choice?
That's what he should. He did what he should do.
Hold on, Fluent. Did he do it purposely or did he not have a choice because he's getting his ass locked up?
He easily could have gone 3 for 19 like your boy and kept shooting away.
And guess what? My boy, hey, guess what, Fluent? Guess what, baby?
Right?
My boy, hey, guess what, Fluent? And I'm gonna tell you something that's sweeter, baby. My boy, Russell Westbrook, who I ain't rap, but I'm riding with him now. My boy, he made the plays to win the game. Your boy was sitting in the corner watching the role players get it done. And not only that, let me say this to you, Fluent, while we over here having a little dinner right quick.
Right?
I'm gonna tell you one thing that's your worst nightmare, Fluent.
Right? So when Jordan for the third quarter and a bit and let his other teammates bring him back from a 10-point deficit to win an NBA final, that was okay? Or should
Fluent. Okay, let me answer that, Fluent. I'm just gonna say this to you, Fluent. All that little talking y'all been doing, all that talking y'all been doing all year, all this teasing and talking down y'all been doing about Russ. I hope you understand one thing, sir. You know what? I kind of hope you guys make it to the Western Conference Finals. And I hope you run into the strippers. I hope you run into the strippers and I hope you run into Russell Westbrook. Because you know why? When you get sent home and slammed on your face, I'm
so sick of you. You know why I'm sick of you, Laker fan? You got some nerves in here talking about.
You come with it too.
You got some nerves talking about the Lakers.
You
when
damn
you a
right.
Laker fan.
You damn right. You damn right. You damn right.
Fan. You got some.
I hope Russ do it to you. I hope Russ do it to both of you. I hope you get both of y'all. I hope you get both of them, bro. I hope you get both of these two jabronis, bro.
Why Leonard? Why Leonard's a fraud for letting Russell Westbrook win?
Like I said before, hey Russ, I hope you stick it to both of these guys right here. Both of these guys want you to fail, man. So go ahead, get to the Western Conference Finals.
No, we don't.
He's not a Lakers fan. He's
no,
not.
I'm not. That's number one. That's number one. Number two.
Ticket is? You know who Ticket is? Ticket was a Chicago Bulls fan in the '90s, a Lakers fan in the 2000s, and he jumped from jump to jump.
He was a Kobe fan. He was a Kobe fan.
No. Hey, look, I'm not gonna front to you. Hold on. I'm not gonna front to you. Hold on. You're in the backseat. I grew up. Hold on. I'm not gonna front to you. I'm not gonna front to you. I'm not gonna front to you. I became a Lakers fan almost 23 years ago, right? I was a Lakers fan for almost 23 years. But I was a guy, I liked the Lakers back when Magic and Michael were playing in the final. I like both teams. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the thing is that I've been more of a Lakers fan than I ever been a Bulls fan. You understand what I'm saying? I used to just like Michael Jordan. I didn't care for the Bulls. You understand what I'm saying? I was a Lakers fan because I like the Lakers team. I like the Lakers floor. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But the only reason why I don't like the Lakers now is because somebody came in and infiltrated the franchise. You understand what I'm saying?
Somebody who name names. Name names. Don't say somebody. Don't say somebody. Name names.
Oh, Jay Reed from Akron, Ohio.
Yeah,
you know what?
Don't say somebody.
So he came and infiltrated the franchise. He got rid of all the young talent like Kuzma, Ingram, all them dudes. Julius Randle had to go. All these dudes that you see shining and leading other teams, right? Lakers could have had a team that was winning it. They could have been winning it for years now. But we mortgaged in the future for this old ass man who came over there and gave you a bubble ring and ain't did a damn thing outside of that but make 100 trades and get 100 dudes on the roster and off the roster in 5 years, man. Like I said before, man, you two jokers gonna get a reality check when Russell Westbrook. You two clowns.
I'm not getting a reality check. You know why I'm not getting a reality check?
Yo, at the end of the NBA Finals, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some Angel Reese.
First of all, I'm not doing none of that, and the reason why I'm not doing none of that is because I already got my mind made up about homeboy, right? So win or lose, I already got my mind made up about him. That's number one. Number two, to say that he's carrying his unit, does that mean that John Paxson, who scored 16 in the fourth quarter in 1991 in the NBA Finals in Game 5, did he carry Jordan? No, he did not carry Jordan.
Why you mad at Chill? Why you mad at Chill? Respectfully, Chill. Why you mad at me when you the one that said this is the greatest player you ever seen? I didn't say that. You said that, dog. You said this is the greatest player you ever seen.
And I stand on that. I absolutely stand on that. But what I also have a problem with is I have a problem with you being completely subjective and you not being objective when you say one thing and then it doesn't apply to the other thing. So when you tell me that his supporting cast, they helped him win, they helped him win. But the other dude, who is your man, when his supporting cast helps him win, it's not the same thing.
Let me say this to you. Well, let me ask you one question. I just got one question for you and Fluent, right? Since you two jokers want to play this game, right? Outside of KD, what player in the NBA gets to trade his whole half a team midway through the season whenever he wants to adjust the card? Because see, listen, I don't know if you play a little poker, but when you go in the casino and play poker and they deal you a hand, bro, you can't just say, hey, man, you know what? Give me another hand in the middle of the game.
Yes,
no, you got to play the hand you dealt. You got to play the hand you dealt.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Y'all
can.
call this dude. Y'all call this dude a king.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all y'all do is all you jabronis do is y'all shuffle the deck. Y'all shuffle the deck. Y'all and then this is the nastiest thing right here from Dar. And I love you, Darvin, but y'all nasty. Don't go in the locker room. Hold on. Darvin gonna go in the locker room. He'll go in the locker room after the season talking about, yeah, guys, we started off 2-10. Now we in the playoffs. Yeah, LeBron like, yeah, we did it. No, sucker, you traded your whole team. Let's be honest. You wasn't a leader like they say you was. You traded your whole team like you always do when you don't get what you want, when you getting your ass whooped. So you got a lopsided deal. You traded your whole team. You got all these new guys that came in and helped carry you to get to the point. And look, let's be honest, LeBron was hurt when AD was carrying them dudes. He'll come back and take credit. Like, yeah, man, I got us here to the playoffs. We here. No, you didn't, sucker. You was hurt, crying like a little baby. AD was carrying it. He did say that. We saw him on the mic to say that.
He did not say that.
The greatest franchise in NBA history. That's who we are.
Respect this guy, man. Y'all respect this guy, man.
Absolutely.
Like I said, man.
Absolutely.
And guess what? And he won't get no statue outside of crypto either. I'm gonna personally make sure he don't get no statue outside of crypto. I don't give a damn. I gotta fly out there and stand outside of crypto.
That could be a statue outside of LA. Right next to Kobe. That statue.
You sad, boy. You sad, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Hey, just make sure you put
all time, baby.
Hey, you just make sure you put them 6 NBA Finals losses beside that trophy too.
Yep. That's absolutely ticket. We'll
line them up.
Again, I'm still trying to get a satisfactory.
I'm gonna line them up. I'm gonna line them up right next to the 8.
You and Phil tell you the saddest too. You influence that. You the saddest. Y'all don't hoodwink. Y'all don't hoodwink the whole.
I'm still trying to figure out how the general manager can do his job when every trade he makes, he's got to get the thumbs up from one guy. How can I do my job as a general manager if every trade that I make before I do it, I got to go consult with one guy? And if this guy says no, I can't do it. How is the general manager going to be able to do it?
That's why old boy. Hold on. That's why. Hold on. That's why old boy in Cleveland got tired of LeBron James, the dude that's running New Orleans now. That's why he got tired of all his shenanigans. Because this is what they do. Him and Rich Paul, they go and bully the front office, tell you everything they want to do, and threaten you with all kind of, we ain't gonna sign, we're gonna do 2 years with an opt-out, all this other foolishness. Same thing he's been doing for years. Like I said before, hold on. I will never say LeBron's not great. I will never say he's not great. But you two dudes are liars, bro. Y'all coming here.
What are we lying about?
No.
What are we lying about?
You call leadership. You call leadership. Throwing Russell Westbrook under the bench. You call leadership trading your whole damn team when you can't raise them up and get it done. Hold on. Dub, let's tell the truth. Can Jason Tatum do that? No. Hold on. Can Trey Young whole team trade? No. Hold on. Can Paolo Banchero get his whole team traded because you feel like they ain't getting it done enough? No. All these other dudes in the league, they got to go do it the hard way. But dude, whenever he don't like his teammates, he can trade a whole half a team. And everybody running around here calling him the GOAT. You dudes are sick.
So this dude is going to tell
me. So to be clear, KD's nothing. Moses Malone, nothing. Wilt, nothing. Jabbar, who left Milwaukee because they were getting shit, nothing. All those guys are nothing because they left for a better situation, correct?
Hold on. LeBron James got 110 trades on his watch, bro.
A 25-year death row contract and spit out 15 albums and not get no bread. That's who Ticket is.
I ain't say that. I ain't say no. Hold on.
When you say James was in Cleveland for 7 years, he was there, right? For 7 years he was there, and then took control of his career. This is the same dude who, in the beginning of the 17-18 season, 7 dudes. New guys on the roster. It wasn't working. Then the roster got flipped. 5 more new guys. That was all James. That's what you're telling me.
Why?
That's the
Oh, you
logic
said,
that
hold
you're
on.
giving me.
You said, hold on. You said he gave him. You said he gave him. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Let me answer your question. Let me answer the question because I'm about. Hold on. I'm about to lay the smackdown on your candy ass. Let me answer the question, right? Now, hold on. Let me answer the question. Let me answer the question.
I'm not done. Then he comes to the Lakers at age 34 years old, who we really don't have a lot of time here. We got to hurry this thing up. So, yeah, we got kids. We got Brandon Ingram. We got Julius Randle, who was there the year before. We still have Brooke Lopez. We got this new kid, Ball, right? So we got a bunch of different players. Only problem is that we don't have a lot of time. So we got a guy in LeBron James who's 34 years old, who's at the top of the league. We don't know how much longer he's going to be here. So we got to speed up this process. But that's all James, though. James is the one telling the front office that, yo, we got to speed this thing up. It ain't Rob Pelinka. It's not Magic Johnson.
If I may, I'm not going to brag about running $1 billion company, but let me tell you, when we're doing that, I have a bunch of salespeople, and if they suck, I am trading them for better people because I got numbers.
Why you ain't never trade LeBron? Why y'all didn't trade LeBron in 2007 when he sucked? Why y'all didn't trade LeBron in 2011 when he sucked? Don't make me cook you two dudes. I will cook you two clowns the hard way. I don't want to hear that shit, man.
2007, you are fired, Ticket.
You are nasty.
You will never get another job ever again.
You two,
you're making me. I hate you're making me defend LeBron. I really.
You know what? That's okay.
So this dude takes his team to the NBA Finals, and you trade him the very next
Fluent,
year.
I already know you taking under the table. I already know you getting under the table. Hold on. I already know Fluent getting. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I already know Fluent getting under the table. I already know Fluent getting under the table checks from Clutch. So we ain't gonna worry about. I know why you acting like that, right? But you chill town. You ain't getting no checks. You out here, Captain. You trying to get a check. You out here, Captain. Y'all dudes is bad. Like I said before, man. I'll stand on ever in the day. And like I said before, he ain't no king, Ron. I'll put that on my word, Ron. He ain't no king.
That's a mic drop right there. I'm straight, yo. I don't got nothing else for that. I'm straight.
I just want to know.
That's a segment.
I just have one question. Tick, you said you've been a fan for 22 to 23 years for the Lakers?
Yeah.
And straight like that.
Yeah, that's what he said, yeah.
Is Kobe the reason why you became a Lakers fan?
No, I told you I was a Lakers fan before Kobe when Mike and Magic was playing in the NBA Finals. Hold on, I'm gonna say it again. Come on, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again. I was a Mike and I was a Magic Johnson fan growing up. You understand what I'm saying? So that's when I first became. Hold on, when I first became a Lakers fan, right, is when they were playing in the finals. I was never a Chicago Bulls fan. I only liked Michael Jordan as a player. I was a Lakers fan. You understand what I'm saying?
That wasn't 20,
all these dudes, hold on.
That wasn't 20 years ago.
But hold on, no, you're not hearing me. No, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing. Hold on, you're not hearing what I'm saying, though. Bro. You're not hearing what I'm saying, though, dog. Listen to what I'm saying. Bro, when you're growing up, right? I was a fan of the Lakers team, but like I said, when you got older, you really started like looking back and understanding things that you didn't understand when you was younger. You understand what I'm saying about the franchise? I was a fan of Michael Jordan. You understand what I'm saying? I was a fan of the Los Angeles Lakers. You understand? The Showtime Lakers. I was a fan of after the Showtime Lakers. I was a fan of Magic Johnson. I was a fan of goddamn James Worthy. I was a fan of all those guys on the team. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Let me ask this question real quick. What was the moment where throughout your whole process of figuring yourself out growing up, what was the moment that made you become a Lakers fan?
No, I told you. Well, I was a Lakers fan back when Magic was going through a situation. You see what I'm saying? I was a fan then. You understand what I'm saying, dog? So I like the Lakers anyways. I like the Lakers because I just like the LA. I like the purple and the gold. You understand what I'm saying? I actually started liking the Lakers because I like their uniform. That's what made me first start liking the Lakers. You understand what I'm saying?
But you said you said you became a
no, you're not hearing me, bro. Listen.
I heard you.
Hold on, let me say this to you. Come on, I'm gonna explain something. Hold on, I'm gonna explain something to you, dog. You can say this, right? Look, I can say, look, I like them, right? But when I say I became a fan, that's when you're like all in as far as processing everything that you're seeing. So yeah, you might have grown up at 10 years old at Dub, and you might have been a Bulls fan or something like that. But you really wasn't like a fan. You just like, you know what I'm saying? You may have liked the player, you may have liked the dunks, all that other stuff. When I started processing everything is when I really became a fan. You understand? So I was a Lakers fan before they even went and got Kobe Bryant in the draft. I was a Lakers fan when they had Eddie Jones and all those guys over there. When they had Cedric Sabalas over there, I was a Lakers fan back when they had.
But when you started understanding the game more, so when you started
yeah,
understanding the game more, that's when you.
Hey,
I can get with
a
that.
hard fan.
I can get with that. I can get with that.
All right, so
30 years ago, not 20.
So you were a fan, and then you became a diehard fan 22, 23 years ago, and then LeBron got there and you stopped.
That damn right. There you go.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, hold on. But and this is one thing, last thing I'm gonna say. You two should understand, especially you, Fluent. You being a real Lakers fan, because listen, all these dudes, they talk stuff about me. I'm the only channel on YouTube you can go back 10 years ago and see me doing Lakers videos when they was trash. I'm the only one on YouTube that was doing Lakers streams.
That's a sad
The Lakers
time.
game, you can listen. You can pull up the hold on. You can pull up the timestamps. I was the only one on YouTube doing the Lakers streams. None of these dudes were around. All these dudes just came for one guy. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. And Fluent knows this right here. He knows this to be true. And I'm not gonna lie about this, right? I used to like LeBron when his first go around in Cleveland. But when I seen what he became, to me, he changed when he went to Miami. He became a different person, a different basketball player. Everything seemed manufactured after he left Cleveland the first time. That's when I really started disliking LeBron and who he was and who he represented. When I started seeing the phoniness in him, all the shit he was doing with his teammates, everything else, it was like he was upset he wasn't getting that love that Kobe got from Mike. And like I said, when you a Kobe Bryant fan, bro, and you going up and bro, them niggas are sworn enemies, man. So like to this day, you see Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. What they doing right now? Chilltown, they beefing, right? Look, that was real beef. That ain't never gonna be squashed. So that shit we got with LeBron James, man, the hell with LeBron James. I'm banging on him every single day I see him, dog. He ain't no Laker. Like I said before, take off the jersey and go back to Cleveland. He's a Cleveland Cavalier at heart. Period.
I will say there was a lot of people I think that think like Ticket that decision was very manufactured. The prep rally with the not one, not two, not three, that did turn a lot of people off of him. So that part I understand. Okay. Ron,
I think LeBron is fake.
what are you eating?
You don't want to know.
He's just enjoying the show. That's what Ron.
Yeah, because I feel like
that's what Ron doing. He ain't focused. Ron got popcorn right now. That's what Ron.
What happened to all the topics? What happened to all the topics?
I gotta say that was
I got him. Hey, Tiki just took us on a whole detour around.
Can I just say when you flipped the background to Fluent and Chill for that was fire how you did it on the go. But that, for those watching, that does not constitute as our 100th episode. That is this Thursday at 9 p.m. Fluent and Chill 100th episode. Come check us out. We got a bunch of surprises. You don't even know. I got a surprise for you, your boy. He's going to jump on and surprise you and say, what's up? That's all I'm going to tell you, Jay.
I got one for you too, Tom.
Oh, motherfucker.
Whoa. Let's not talk like this.
That's kind of crazy.
Hey, Dub, I already told you that I'm breaking you two up. I already told you. The rumors already been spread. I already told you that.
Thank God that last sentence came there. Because,
I already told you. I'm spreading the. I already started spreading the rumors. I already started it. So let's kill it right now.
Hey, bro, chill, jealous and everything. That's crazy, Mars.
But one thing I'll say is y'all can't never take away from me. I'm 100 and I'm organic. I'm not like these LeBron James fans. If LeBron James went to join the Utah Jazz tomorrow, it would be no more Laker Nation, Laker fans. All these dudes will be Utah Jazz fans. And Dub, you and Mars, y'all both know it. You too, Ron.
Oh yeah, 100.
Yo, who's dog?
Okay.
That's what we doing.
He was barking at you. He was barking at you because he want to jump on your ass for captain.
Hey, Ticket, get your dog, man, for real.
Man, I got some mean pit bulls, and they're ready
to get your dog, Pippin. Get your dog. Okay, get your dog. I like dogs too. I'll put that in the chokehold.
Yo,
I like dogs more than people.
Let's reel it back in. Yo, Ox, are you here?
Yeah, I'm in the building. Can y'all hear
Big
me?
Ox is still in the. Yeah, we got you, Big Ox.
Going on?
Cool. It's rough, man. I got this. Hey, Fluent. I got this raggedy ass $3 Wi-Fi. It's hard out here.
We gotta get this. Yeah, we gotta fix that.
It's hard out here.
All right, y'all already know what time it is. We finally got Ox tapped back in. We got to talk about the topic of the hour. The Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors played last night, and the Kings put it on them. The Kings is up 2-0 right now. We got an Ox. We got to hear from you. What's going on in Sacramento?
Shit, but that was news to me. I didn't even know it was up 2-0. That's what's up. Hey, that's what's up. Who would have thought something crazy like that could happen? Who would have thought that the Sacramento Kings could actually make the playoffs? Who would have thought that the Sacramento Kings could compete with the royalty of the NBA? That's just wild to me. I'm just shocked. That's crazy news, bro. That's crazy news. But you know, it's simple as this, bro. We're a better team. We showed it in game 1. We showed it last night. Played terribly in the first quarter. Stayed in there. I know y'all. Hey, Dub, do we play defense?
I never said y'all didn't. I just don't think it's not no great defense.
Ron, you gonna let Dub tell a lie on national YouTube?
What are you talking about?
Dub, that is kind of crazy.
Hey, Fluent, do we play defense?
Not as good as other teams in the NBA, no.
See, this is how it is. We just can't get no credit. We got
Bob, I got you.
Hey, good look. Hey, Ticket, I know you got my back. Hey, good looking on that plug too last night.
Good looking. Bob, only one thing I'm gonna say to you, dog. Tell your team to calm down, man. They only won 2 games at home, bro. They out here celebrating like they won the NBA Finals. And I'm gonna tell you something. You playing with a world champion, and that's the only bad thing I can say about the Kings. Right. I've seen much celebrating after those games, and I'm telling you that shows the youth in them. And if they get walked down in this series, it's gonna hurt bad because of how much they celebrated the first 2 games. It seemed like they was acting like they won the world championship, bro. They need to calm down and know that they got to go to Golden State and get a game, Bob. And that's all I'm saying to you. Because if they don't,
I'll feel you on that, Ticket. That's a fact. See, for me, I'm not all the way bought in, or like I'm not all the way invested in winning this season. You know what I'm saying? Not winning the championship this year don't mean too much to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's for me, it's for our organization. I look at it as a win-win. We're in a win-win situation right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely don't want them to walk us down, but if they do, that'll teach us a lesson. That'll show y'all something like, yo, act like you've been there. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused, get in the game. Because as y'all all know, we don't got that experience that the Warriors got. But at the same time, if we win in 5, if we sweep them, if we win in 6, if we win in 7, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. But I definitely feel on that.
Yo, fellas.
Not celebrating too early.
Fellas, right quick. Yo, Dale, are you here? We will come back to the Kings. Dale he's on limited time right now.
Yes, I heard. Ron, put me on the tight zone with this talk. Put me on the tight zone with this talk right here, Ron. Put me on the tight zone with this talk right here. I'm glad you showed up, boy. I'm glad you showed up. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. Yeah, I've been looking for you. What's up? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? What's up? Come on, let's go. Go ahead.
What is it?
Hey, they want to talk about.
Hold on. We're gonna start. We're gonna start right at the top. Your boy, hold on. No, yeah. Your boy is 1-9 in the last 10 playoff games. To that you say what, Dale?
I said I don't give a damn.
Boy, y'all boys are stop. Y'all boys sour, man.
Like next,
this man don't play with 5 Hall of Famers, and he's 1-9 in the last 10 playoff games. You talking about you don't care? Y'all sad.
Next, I don't. That means nothing to me. That has nothing to do with me at all. At all, 0. He's 1-9. They got a game tonight. If they lose tonight, you know what I'm gonna say?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Suns in 6. That's what I'm gonna say. So
this boy delusional, man.
That's not delusional, yo. That's not delusional. They lost a game. They lost a game they should have won.
Bro, they lose that loss
on? Let me ask you this, Ticket. Who do you put that game 1 loss on? Seriously, who do you put it on?
On KD.
Why did you put it on KD?
First of all, hold on. He didn't close. Second of all, if he the highest order like you say he is, why he ain't had a ball when the game was on the line? Why did Devin Booker? Why did the second option have the ball, not him?
Why did Michael Jordan pass it to Steve Kerr?
No, I ain't asked you that. He ain't passed the ball. He didn't even get the ball. Why he ain't go get the ball when the game was on the line? I'm Kevin Durant. Remember, he did it to Draymond. He told Draymond, give me the ball and get the way. That's what he did. He didn't do that to Devin Booker. No, he didn't really want that game. That game was right there on the line in the balance. He hit the little 3 falling out of bounds to cut it to 3. Why he ain't go get the ball back again? Why he ain't clap his hands and get the rock? Man, there's too many excuses, Dale. You running out of excuses, Dale.
He hit to cut it to 1, mind you. And your reason for blaming him is kind of whack. I thought it was going to be a dumbass reason. I literally blame him. I blame him
for game one as well, because you say I always make excuses. I blame him for game one just because he wasn't aggressive enough as I think he should be. You saying he didn't want it is kind of whack, because if you almost have if you 7 for 15, have 27, 10, 11, and 9 in a playoff game, you wanted it.
And didn't show
he wasn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't shoot it in the clutch.
As aggressive.
He didn't take the game over when the game was on the line, man.
I'm gonna say something to you. Devin Booker is more than capable of getting a better shot than he did against Russell Westbrook. So why I'm not mad at. Listen, you're mad at the last play. I'm mad at the whole fourth quarter.
The last play. I'm talking about that whole stretch. Yo, boy, the man only shot. Bro, the man only shot 5 times in the second half. Dale. 7
assists in the. So listen.
Hey, hold on, Dale. I don't care about the assists. You said he's of the highest order. You said he's the third greatest player.
Aggressive. You could be aggressive and make passes, but you also be aggressive to look at the basketball. But you're saying play like shit, or he played bad because he did. You make no sense. You make I'm sorry.
Dale, you're embarrassing yourself, Dale. Anybody says Dale is cooking, you guys are damn fools. Because when he go down 0-2 tonight, that's the ass. The fool gonna get swept again. And Dale, I'm gonna tell you something, Dale. Don't come back over here to get swept again. I'm gonna cook your ass every day for whole.
I told you. Listen, I told you something last week. Kevin Durant is in a lose-lose, and he should be in a lose-lose. So there's no winning for KD unless for you take it personally, unless he goes to the championship. And even if he goes to the championship.
He gets swept. I'm on your ass like white on rice, boy. You better believe that shit, boy. I'm coming anywhere to find you. Believe that. He gets swept. Yeah.
You just had 5 minutes, and it was a terrible 5 minutes. You said bullshit just now. Bobby, what's your beef? Your 5 minutes was a terrible ticket. I heard you was looking for me too.
Who, me? I'm always looking, even if I don't got a reason. But I'm praying for fun. My thing is, all I said to Ron was when you popped up, and then he was like, "We'll talk about something else." I was like, "Nah, I'm sure they wants to talk about the Kings too."
Oh yeah, well, I don't have nothing to say about the Kings, but the Kings gonna lose the series. Like that's it.
This my problem with you, Dale. And chill down. Y'all hear this, right?
Hold on. You had your first 5 minutes already. Listen,
if LeBron lost 9 of 10 playoff games with 5 Hall of Famers on his team, if Giannis lost that, any of the top players will destroy them dudes. Only KD get a pass with this guy.
Listen, KD never gets a pass ever. You know why he don't get a pass? Because feel like you took it that you don't give him a pass, so don't say he get a pass. Now, listen, you now you're stealing his minutes. You were terrible. Yeah. We wanted double. I'm disrespected because I thought you had some smooth. Now, Bob, I have your Kings losing the series still. What do you say to that? I don't know. I just don't feel like they're gonna beat the Warriors. Yeah, you had 2 great games. First of all, y'all should have lost game 1, but
we didn't.
What's the name was shooting like game 6 tape. Darren Fox. You know what the hell was going on him? He was shooting like game 6 Clay had great game, great energy and that stuff. But I'm sorry. I took your home court. I think y'all will, but y'all did. The series don't start until y'all have to ticket set it. Y'all have to steal them. Y'all got us want to go to state because game 5, if it's 2-2, I think y'all get blitzed. I think I get blitzed in game 5.
Hey, everybody in the comments section, not bad if my mic is bad. I'm talking about KD's burner phone.
That was bad.
Dale, you talk about hypotheticals and if this, if that. It's crazy because every step of the way, that's all I've been hearing about the Kings. Well, now y'all gotta win. Now y'all gotta win game 1. Now y'all gotta win game 2. Y'all gonna keep saying that until Stephen.
No, you gotta win the fourth game.
Until Clay and Draymond are sitting on the beach, in Cabo talking shit, talking about, oh well, we still got 4 rings and that dumb shit we trying to talk about. Then y'all not gonna be happy.
Ain't dumb shit. That's 1 and 2. You the same person that just said that you don't care if they advance or if they win. You happy regardless, which was kind of crazy because you had them. That was your words just now. You literally said that. So even don't tell me about them being on the beach. You still throwing the olive branches, saying the olive the win.
I'm not throwing no olive branches. I was just answering the question.
You said that.
Dale. Your audio terrible right now. The chat can't hear you.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna jump right back. Hold on.
Turkish internet.
Bobby, aren't you the same guy? Although, aren't you the same guy that said, "I don't give a damn about what you do if you lose"?
Except when it comes to the Kings.
What are you talking about? When did we lose?
You said, and I quote, "I don't care if you lose." You, by your own admission, said the Kings are not winning anything this year.
When did that's what I just said.
You don't think that they're gonna win? Do you think that they're gonna win? Yes or no? Do you think that they're gonna win a chip?
That's where my money at.
Do you think that?
That's where my money at.
Win a chip? Yes or no?
That's where my money at.
You're just lying because you didn't just say that an hour.
That's
ago.
but now listen. Stop misquoting me. That's what you be so thirsty to try to cook.
No, you're just switching up. It's cool. You
be so damn thirsty to say head on the spike.
No, you're so used to switching up.
Look at you right now. Look at you right now. You don't be embarrassed, because I rewinded like always.
You literally switched up.
I always
like an hour ago. It's okay. You're just a liar.
I'm tired.
It's cool.
Are you gonna listen?
I'm not gonna listen to a liar. Why would I listen to a liar?
Don't listen to yourself, because that's all you do. You get up here and just say anything.
Everything I said comes true. So I guess I'm not lying. I guess I'm not. Hey.
So what I said was what I said.
Talk about how overrated this man Sabonis is as passing, bro. Talk about how nobody's guarding him up at the mid-range. Talk about how you guys were the same people that told me that he's a better passer than Damian Lillard.
Just because you got three people on your show to say, yo, are you gonna talk? You gonna keep talking? No, go ahead. You got to keep talking.
Address the lie you just told me though. Address the lie you just told me.
Are you gonna keep talking, or can I talk?
Who's a better passer, Dame or Sabonis?
So are you now? You talking about Dame? You talking about Bam?
Who's a better passer, Dame or Sabonis?
You so thirsty. You so
Who's
thirsty.
Who's a better passer, Dame
Listen,
or Sabonis?
I'm gonna go back to what you initially said. Just because you got three people on Open Gym to agree with you because they were scared that you're gonna kick them off the show if they didn't agree with you, don't mean that
Bobby,
you're right.
Answer the question.
It don't mean that you're right.
Who is a better passer?
I want DeMontis over Bam. I want DeMontis over Bam. I want passing. DeMontis is a better passer than Damian Lillard, and I want DeMontis over Bam 100 times out of 100.
Thank you for lying to me. Thank you.
Hey, because with DeMontis, we don't never got to worry about somebody.
No, just thank you for lying to me.
And 9 offensive boards and all that type of shit. He's not
soft
like Bam.
That's why there's no reason to listen to Bobby. He's just lying. It's cool.
Yo, I can't believe how upset you were that we 2-0 against the Warriors.
I just don't like being lied.
And you scared.
I just don't like being lied to. It's cool.
Don't take it out on us, Dub.
No, I'm not taking it out on you.
Don't take it out on us, Dub. You so thirsty.
No, you're just lying. You're just lying.
So anyway, Ron.
I'm gonna go eat this
as I was saying, Ron, all the Golden State, all Sacramento.
This what you had to go through, Fluent? When you was cooking up. This what you had to go through.
What Sacramento did?
You just lied to me.
Don't send me to your beef.
This is pitiful, bro.
Bobby, listen, Bobby.
Hold on for a second, chill.
Come on.
Hey, Fluent, this is what you got to go through. This is pitiful.
Yo, go ahead, Chill. Talk to us.
So what Sacramento did was what they were supposed to do. They had a higher seed and they held serve. All the heat was on them on their home floor. Now all the heat shifts to the Golden State Warriors, who, by the way, is only 2 teams in the NBA who had a better home record than the Golden State Warriors. That's Denver and that's Memphis. That's it. Nobody else had a better record at home than the Golden State Warriors. Now, what I did see from Sacramento that I appreciated, Golden State has always been notoriously one of the better third quarter teams in the game. The fact that Sacramento held them to 23 points in the third quarter and 0 points for Steph Curry, I thought they did a good job in stepping on Steph, hounding him at the long ball line. Not only hounding him at the long ball line, forcing him into turnovers and speeding up the game, which enhanced Sacramento's game. What Golden State has to do more than anything, they got to slow the game down because they can't continue to get into this frantic pace with the Golden State. They can't get into this frantic pace with the Sacramento Kings because even though they have, when you talk about bodies and we talk about talent, even though they have that, the problem that we have is we can't do that all night. And what they also didn't anticipate Malik Monk coming off the bench and giving them 25 a game in these last 2 games. Because what Jordan Poole is supposed to do, Jordan Poole is supposed to supplement that. He has not been playing good. He's actually been really bad defensively. And I expect him. I don't expect him to be great defensively, but I also expect him to at least give me some production in terms of points. And he hasn't done any. He hasn't done any of those things. He's averaging 10 points a game. So when you got a guy coming up the bench, Malik Monk, that's averaging 25 a game, and you getting 10 points a game at a Jordan Poole, those two things do not add up. What Golden State has to do is they have to make when they were in the game, they were in this game the majority of the game. But what they have to do is they have to continue. If they're going to win, they have to continue to make the Sacramento Kings guard for stretches. That's when they were the most successful. When they made Sacramento guard for stretches and they were able to slow the game down and then speed the game back up at their pace, as opposed to just letting Sacramento just go up and down. That's not going to be a recipe for winning. And like I said, all Sacramento did was hold serve. Now Golden State has to hold serve, because remember, Ron, if it's a lot different coming back home 2-2 with the loser of this game facing an elimination game, particularly Sacramento on the road, as opposed to being 3-1. So if Sacramento goes to Golden State and loses both of these games, I absolutely believe we have a series. The series doesn't start until the home team loses. And the series hasn't started yet. All Sacramento did was hold serve. Now Golden State has to go home and they got to hold serve.
So my next question, I do want to hear your takeaway marks from this game. But I also want to ask, is this more the Kings playing good, or is it more the Warriors playing bad?
The Kings are playing excellent. I mean, Chill said the Warriors the third best home record in the NBA, right? That's what he said.
Yes, sir. Third.
And just to rebuttal that, the Kings have the second best road record in the NBA. It's only the Bucks. So,
in fact, the best road record in the Western Conference. Numero uno.
Exactly. The only team with a better home away record is the Bucks. So I think that can cancel each other out. I do think the Kings are just playing better than Golden State. Golden State are a team that doesn't score around the rim. They don't get to the free throw line. They rely a lot on 3-point shots, and then you're ultimately relying on Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, because Andrew Wiggins ain't been hitting. Then you got Gary Payton taking corner threes, And then you're looking at them defensively. They can't stay in front of De'Aaron Fox to save their lives. No matter who they put on him, Wiggins, DiVincenzo, Gary Payton, they can't stay in front of him. So he's getting wherever he wants, especially down the stretch where you need just anyone to score. It doesn't need to be a free, it just needs to be a bucket. De'Aaron Fox is getting whatever he wants, whenever he wants it. Malik Monk is also just quicker than everyone. He's beating people off the dribble, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line. So, and the biggest thing for me is Kevin Huerter hasn't had a game yet. Kevin Huerter is due. Like, he's a 40% 3-point shooter. I think he's like 2 for 14 in the series or something like that. He's getting good looks. Like, they are going to drop in one of these games at Chase Center, in my opinion. And I think you can chalk that up as a win. I have the Kings in 5. I think they're going to split it at Chase. I think Golden State will win game 3. The Kings will win game 4. And then they'll go home to the Golden One Center and close it out then. But the people, I saw the poll that Ron put in the chat. Are people surprised that Golden State are down 2-0? They said no. Chat is full of cappers. They were all saying Golden State in 5, which clearly means you thought they were only losing one game this whole series. So you guys are all surprised. Stop lying. You guys don't like to be wrong. You guys said Golden State in 5. So I don't like that you guys are acting like you're not surprised now when you all had them only losing one game. You guys are all chatty patties. But
that's correct. You heard him, Tone. The chatty patty. That's somebody that's full of it. That's what a chatty patty is, Tone.
Ron, bring Bobby back up real quick.
That's what a chatty patty is. That's somebody that's yapping and just full of it.
If anybody's gonna sit here and agree that Damian Lillard is not a better passer than Sabonis, are we kidding? Are you?
Dub, you really don't let your L's go.
It's not an L.
I'm not doing. You can take me off, Ron. I'm not doing this, bro.
No. The man who's supposed to be this great passer put up 4 assists yesterday.
Hey, just type on him.
Just type on him, Ron. I don't want. No, Bobby. But answer me the question. So you tell me, how is Damian Lillard not a better passer than Sabonis? What does
Damian Lillard? Hey, I'm not talking about Dame. He's not in the playoffs.
Because you're lying to everybody. You're lying to.
Hey, Dame's not in the playoffs. I'm not talking.
You're proving my point.
We could talk about Dame. He's in the playoffs. I'm not talking.
You're just a liar.
You salty, bro. Go take a nap or something.
You just
cranky. You cranky. Go drink some more milk.
You're just a liar,
Go drink some more milk.
You're just a liar. Ain't nobody cranky, Bobby. You just mad. You just mad because you just mad when you get held accountable. You just get mad. Yo, Bobby, you just get mad. You ain't doing nothing, Bobby. So just sit down and
get your bad ass on before I got to spank you.
You just mad. You ain't spanking nobody, Bobby, because at the end of the day, you just mad when people hold you accountable.
All right, bro. I'm not talking
about
you
running right now. When people hold you accountable for you saying out your own admission that I don't think that we're gonna win a chip. We're trying to hold you
Dub,
accountable.
you go bring it in your head, fam.
When you say Sabonis is a better passer than Damian Lillard, you're running.
All right,
That's what you're doing.
I answered the question. That's what I think. I think he's a better passer than Dame. I think he's a better passer than Dame.
So the Kings season don't mean nothing if they don't win a championship, correct? Correct?
Dub, what are we talking about now? Do you just want to find something to cook me in because you upset about the Kings?
No.
I'm fine with that.
You've been getting cooked this whole time. You just keep.
Nobody thinks that, but you, Dub.
You're just running, Bobby. It's cool. Just keep running, Bobby.
Bro, I guarantee you faster than me, bro. I can't run.
This is a terrible look right now.
Y'all didn't ask the best question of the night. Should Draymond Green be suspended for stomping on dude?
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
absolutely.
Sabonis should be suspended for grabbing his leg because you couldn't hurt him.
Hey, I knew you was going to say that, Fluent. I knew you was going to say that, Fluent. He failed
let me
to
say this
cover up.
Bob,
you don't need to suspend either one of them. They both got the right punishment at the time.
Hey, we're underestimating Mike Brown, bro. Mike Brown has done a hell of a job. I'm gonna tell y'all what he did, bro. Mike Brown told him to do that. He told him to bring. He knew Draymond Green. He knows what ticks Draymond off. Mike Brown told him to go after Draymond. He said, "Don't let him come after you. You go after. You meet him with the force." And that's exactly all the stuff he's done for years to other players. That's what he's doing to them. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Drake, if he gets suspended, they said it's unlikely, but if he gets suspended, bro, Mike Brown would have played this perfectly, bro. Because hey, real talk, the way he stomped on dude, dog, bro, if dude would have broke if he'd have broke one of his ribs, bro, he could have been done for the rest of the series, bro, and possibly more time, bro.
Draymond definitely need to be suspended for that. I don't see how it's any scenario where you stomp on a dude. You guys see how hard Draymond? Do you know how strong Draymond Green is?
First of all, Ron, let go of my leg. I'm trying to run. Not only am I trying to run, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to catch my balance. That's what I'm trying to do more than anything.
Mess around and find out, Sabonis. Mess around and find out.
That's what I'm trying to do more than anything.
So Fluent, if I grab your arm, does that mean you turn around and punch
you in the face? Yep.
And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna get suspended. So what's the difference between punching and kick?
So what about what he did game one? What about what he did game one when he pulled him down and just sat on it?
If you punch somebody in the face, it's an automatic suspension, right?
Right, but
so what's the difference between punching somebody in the face and stomping them? He didn't.
Okay, first of all, if you grab,
there's plausible deniability. He can say, "I lost my balance, and that's the only reason I stepped on him. He didn't grab my leg."
I was about to say that, Tom. That's what I was about to say, Tom. If you grab my arm, Ron, when I'm running, I'm not going to lose my balance. If you grab my arm and I yank my arm away, I can at least put myself out. If I'm gonna, I can put my arms out if I'm gonna fall. If you grab my leg when I'm trying to run, I'm trying to catch my balance, and I'm gonna step on anything that's in front of me to catch my balance. And not only that,
on that boy, look.
Not only that,
and that's why he got a flagrant too.
Right, he did, and that's why he got a flagrant too. But also, Sabonis got a tech because he started it. Now we don't see. Again, we got to make sure that we're clear here. We saw the guy who started it, but the person who continued it, of course, he's going to get the brunt of it. But we can't let him. We can't let Sabonis off the hook because again, the malice in the palace is.
He didn't even try to grab him, Chill.
He had him in a He had you have my foot wrapped up.
He failed when he threw his hands up to cover up his face. His leg was there.
First of all, why are you grabbing my leg?
He never did that.
He never did that. His arm right around his leg.
He was right here, and his leg's right here. His face, right? He's not covering up his face.
He's not covering anything. Not only that. Once again, the malice in the palace.
You got to get that.
No, Bobby, stop, Bobby. How is somebody agreeing me? How is that malice if that's exactly what happened, Bobby? So just sit down and listen for it.
Watch it. Just watch it.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe. What were you saying? Go ahead, Joe.
As I was saying, the malice in the palace. Who got blamed for that? That was Ron Artest. Is that correct? Nobody talks about the fact that Ben Wallace about shoved him into the scorer's table, and he started the whole thing. The whole thing started with they were getting smoked, and Ben Wallace stepped to Ron Artest. Ron Artest backed off, got on the scorer's table, and laid down to conduct himself. Next thing you know, somebody throws a beer on him, and the whole thing goes from there. But this whole thing started with what? With him pushing Ron Artest. Same logic with Sabonis. The whole thing started with you grabbing his leg. This doesn't happen if you don't grab his leg. He's running back on offense. But instead, he's the one who gets the brunt of this. And I don't think that him getting suspended, I do not think that that's warranted. No way.
If y'all watch the clip one more time and think about it that way, maybe y'all see what I saw.
What did you see, Bob?
I saw what it looked like when him and Klay Thompson was pushing back and forth. I believe it was Klay.
Right.
He fell when as soon as he hit the ground, his head was in between like Draymond's legs. But as soon as he hit the ground, his arms just went up over his head. How can I be facing a whole nother way and know if I reach right here, I'm gonna grab Draymond's leg? When you see his head almost hit the ground, he put his arms up over his face and one of his arms caught Draymond's leg. Draymond tried to step and he was like, "Oh, he's pulling me," and then he stomped on him. Like,
I think you're looking at it through Sacramento-colored glasses, though. He wrapped his arms around his ankle. There's no denying it.
Okay, but Fluent, how did he know that his ankle was there? He was facing.
That's what it sounds like to me, Bob. That's what it says. It sounds like you're telling me. What it sounds like is that he did that inadvertently. Like he was just trying to cover himself up. And it just so happened that Draymond's leg was right there. And you can't sell that. No, you can't sell that. No,
I could sell anything.
Yo, my thing is,
if you could sell anything, you'd have more than $3 for internet.
That's fire.
Oh man.
Yo, but my thing is, I don't care if he grabbed his ankle. I don't care if he tripped him, bro. Draymond's too strong to just stomp on a dude in his ribs, bro. That could have caused serious damage. Like Sabonis could really be in the hospital right now. So that's my thing.
I just want to be clear. So you're telling me that that is not his face. That is a leg at his shoulder that has both of his arms wrapped around.
Like, come on, Bobby.
Come on, Bobby.
And not only
you're lying again. That's 3 times you just lied on TV.
Don't just look at that picture, Fluent. You got to
lied on national TV.
I don't like.
Don't just look at the picture, Fluent. Look at the clip.
Idea of using freeze frames to.
Yeah, look at the clip, Fluent. That's not fair. Of course, you got.
Oh no, I think he did hold on to his leg.
I like that.
I just don't like the idea of using freeze frames.
I like that Draymond is continuing the pettiness, and he went and got an X-ray on his ankle. I dig that. I think that's absolutely awesome. Let's keep the pettiness going.
But Mark, you saying that though? Without that freeze frame, people would have been bro. It automatically would have like a suspension for Draymond. When people saw that picture of him both his arms wrapped around his foot. That made a lot of people speak up for Draymond. I noticed that. A lot of people spoke up for him on that. I noticed that, bro. That was insane, bro. I
want everybody to go back and watch the clip after we.
But like Ron said, he raised his foot and stomped dude. That's the part though. He raised his foot up.
Yeah, he
grabbed his leg. Draymond was getting ready to run. He picked up his leg because he's getting ready to run. Sabonis grabbed him. What he's doing is he's trying to catch his balance. It just so happened that Sabonis' ribs were there.
Mm-hmm. Wait, no. Draymond definitely knew what he was doing. He stepped on him purposely, which is why the ejection. There's nothing to talk about.
He stepped on him.
Draymond knew where he was stepping.
Yeah, he stepped on him on purpose.
He didn't try to.
He doesn't grab his leg. He jumps over him to go on the fast break. It's because he grabbed his leg that he said, "Oh, you're gonna grab my leg? I'm gonna stomp on your chest."
Exactly.
And that's why the punishments were fair.
And that's why he got what he got.
I don't think he should get suspended. I mean, especially when both parties was at fault. He got kicked out the game. So, I mean, that's suspension enough. He got kicked out.
Now, hold on. Now, Dub, I will say this. If Sabonis would have got hurt and missed games, I do believe Draymond should have missed every game he missed. Like, if you hurt somebody like that and they have to miss games, I believe that your punishment should miss every game that they have to miss. Because, I mean, bro, a real talk, he deserved to get retaliation. But dude could have broke that dude's ribs, man. He could have collapsed his lung the way he stepped on him, bro. You stepping on a dude like that, bro?
I think that's fair. I think that is
and don't leave out when Draymond exited the game. This was halfway through the fourth quarter. The Golden State Warriors offense changed. So now what you got is you got Looney out top that's running pick and roll with Steph Curry or pick and roll with Klay Thompson. And he doesn't facilitate. He doesn't play make like Draymond when he gets the basketball. He's basically a pick and dive guy, right? He's a rim running guy. So their offense changed completely because now that's another ball handler that's off the floor that's creating offense for other people.
I agree.
I want y'all to go back and look at that clip.
Oh my god!
I just want y'all to check it out. Just check it out.
We're 2 hours in. Don't we have more stuff?
Well, don't do it right now. But later on tonight, just because now that y'all heard it from this perspective and the way I looked at it, he wasn't even looking at Draymond. If you take into account some of those things, maybe you can see it from a different way. Now, if you don't, that's fine. I'm not gonna press the issue. I'm just saying. think maybe I should try it out. Look at it slowly. Watch it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of close up too. Who's doing this? Fluent? Not so far.
Doesn't mean.
This is Ron. He's holding this.
Look what he felt. Look what he felt.
Can you do slow mo?
From the top.
I think we
From
can
the
see
Wait,
everything
from the
we
top,
need.
from the top.
He's clearly grabbing his leg. Go back 10 seconds. Yeah, there. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Oh, not that far.
So he fell right there. On
Look,
He
wrapped
wrapped his leg. He wrapped his
his leg.
There's no argument he didn't grab him.
his
It's pretty
leg,
obvious.
bro.
Yeah, they sent. Hey, Mike Brown sent that, bro. Mike Brown's a genius, bro. He sent that. He definitely sent that. He told them.
I usually don't agree with coaches being conniving like that. Particularly, I think you might be on to something.
Hey, bro, listen.
Just quickly for Bob. Bob, you don't go to protect your face, and if I have the mic here, I know the mic's here. Like I'm not. I know what's going on. Like, come on, man.
As soon as Draymond went to lift his leg up, he let him go. It's not like he held on to him. Look, he fell and rolled into him.
Yeah, but they're doing that. They're doing that knowing it's going to set Draymond off. Listen, Draymond got away with doing all these antics.
Yo, you got to see that fluent. As soon as he hit the ground, he just rolled over. And by
the way, Draymond said that.
How could he possibly know Draymond was right there?
And not only Draymond said that in the post interview, this is the second time this happened, and you guys didn't do nothing about it.
They sent that. Hey, look, Mike Brown sent that, bro. They sent that.
You did bring that up too, Ticket. I think
hey, listen, I will say this though in favor of Draymond. He has a listen. The refs hate him so much they were gonna let them get. They seen this stuff, bro. Trust me, they see all of this stuff. They saw what happened in game one. They know how, but they like it when them guys are doing that shit to Draymond because Draymond's been dishing it out for so long. Don't think the refs don't see that because if Draymond would have did that to Sabonis, he would have grabbed his leg. He'd have probably got ejected, and he maybe would have got suspended a game for grabbing his leg like that, based off everything he's done in the history of the NBA Finals.
Indiscretions do absolutely as they should. Your reputation.
So shout out to Mike Brown. Mike Brown took the gloves off in this series. He want blood, bro. He do, Doug. He ain't playing. Hey, bro, when you trying to win, listen, he know them dudes inside and out. He know them inside and out. He know what set Draymond off.
All right.
Can't hear you, Ron.
We're gonna keep it pushing.
There you go.
We're gonna keep it pushing. We talked enough about the Sacramento Kings and the Warriors.
You can never talk enough about the Sacramento Kings. And ain't never too much to say about it.
Get as much as you can, because after this round, there'd be nothing to say.
Fluent.
They might come on the show with us.
Fluent. It must run in the family that malice y'all two got in y'all heart right now.
There's no malice, Bobby. You just be lying. It's cool. You're just a liar. It's okay.
Oh my god.
It's okay, Bobby.
Next.
Mars is fed up with you guys' antics.
He's just a liar. It's fine. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, he over here trying to gaslight me, Ron. I can't go for that.
No, that's what. You're the professional. You're the professional gaslighter. You do a good job of it. I will applaud you.
And Mars, you brought up something which does also make a lot of sense too. And I want to reiterate this, that the way that you said that nobody can't really stay in front of De'Aaron Fox. Well, one of the ways to supplement that is the pickup point has to be sooner. Like we can't have De'Aaron Fox already with a head of steam at the half court. Now you want to pick him up because he's already rolling. The pickup point has to be sooner. That's why when you watch that series between Milwaukee and Phoenix, they were able to slow Phoenix down because Drew Holiday, the pickup point with him picking up Chris Paul was a lot sooner. That's why they were able to slow that offense down. They got to pick De'Aaron Fox up sooner.
It's a lot easier to pick up Chris Paul than it is De'Aaron Fox.
I know Jared Vanderbilt's been picking up Ja Morant full court. I mean, it was game one.
Right.
Jared Vanderbilt was picking up.
And I'm not saying that. And what I'm not saying, Tony, is I'm not saying that you're going to stop him. But the idea is to slow him down. And if you slow him down, you slow their offense down because their offense is predicated on De'Aaron Fox with the basketball, speeding them up. So if the pickup point is sooner, then that means that they're going to be slowed down. That means that Keegan Murray can't get out in transition. That means that Harrison Barnes, that means Sabonis. These guys got to handle the basketball more. I mean, if they got to handle the basketball more, that slows their offense down. So the pickup point has to be sooner. Has to.
Hey, Mars and Chill telling everybody, I want to ask y'all one quick question. Is Mike Brown an all-time great coach?
I don't think you can be an all-time great coach without a championship.
I think he's an all-time great assistant coach. I think he's
no. I'm saying head coach because hold on.
He's an elite basketball mind, but I don't think he's an all-time.
Didn't he win? Hold on, but he won 57 games with the Lakers. Mm-hmm. He won 60 games with the Cavs, 66 games with the Cavs, He comes back and turns the Kings into the best offense in the history of the game of basketball.
Right.
They might beat the world champs if they win this series, bro. And right now, he's second all time in Kings playoff wins already.
Is he top 25, top 30?
Do you consider Mike D'Antoni an all-time great coach?
Yeah, well, everybody would. They say he revolutionized the game.
Is Mike D'Antoni in the Hall of Fame? Is Mike D'Antoni in the Hall of Fame?
Hold on, but they consider Lenny Wilkins. They consider Lenny Wilkins an all-time great coach. What championship he won?
In 1979, he won with the Seattle
as a head coach.
Wins of any coach in NBA history.
Okay.
Yeah, he had the most wins in any NBA coach at the time.
Yes, sir. He was.
I don't think I wouldn't put you in the all-time great coach category without a championship. I think he's a elite.
So if Mike Brown wins a championship with a 61% winning percentage for his career,
well, then we have to start talking about him differently. See, here's the thing, Tone. When you talk about, it's the same idea that we talked about when we talked about Joker. Like I can't talk about Joker like I talk about Olajuwon, like I talk about all these other great bigs until he does what they've done. So Mike Brown, until he's done what these guys have done, I can't talk about him like I talk about.
But Chilton, he got a 61. He got a 61 win percentage for his career.
Right.
Think about that, bro. Think about that real quick. And how many wins does he have total? How many wins? He's going to get 1,000 wins.
He might be an all-time great coach. He might be.
If he's 25 to 30,
because not winning a championship, that's just very situational. I don't think he's coached a team that was good enough to win a championship.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking y'all. Like most of the teams he's been on have been winning teams. Like he hadn't had too many losing seasons as a head coach. And then not only that, look at his wins, bro. Bro, the man is won 60%, 61% of his games, bro. That's insane.
You might be selling me. I think he might be an all-time great coach. He might be.
Ticket. But the thing about it though is like we're asking to see an all-time great coach. Coaching is coaching. We can't discredit what he was doing on that bench with the Warriors. Mike Brown was Mike Brown's had that. He had that defense snapping.
They look different defensively. That's facts, Ron. That whole defense.
He basically was what Tibbs was to the Boston Celtics. That's who he was with the Warriors.
Yeah, but he was way better as a head coach too. He's been way better. He's proven that.
But chill,
bro, Mike Brown all-time. Mike Brown's an all-time great coach. He's an all-time great coach.
His record right now is 347 and 216 losses. He coached teams like the Cavaliers. He's not.
No, it's
not 347 and
395 and 250.
Oh, this is old. Okay, go ahead.
He's tipping 400. He's tipping 400.
Yeah, he might. Because I'm looking at like Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan's an all-time great coach too.
Yes, he is.
So I don't think you need a championship to be an all-time. I think that was an oversight from him.
I think that Jerry Sloan is a little bit different though. We're talking about a dude who was in the playoffs for 20 straight years though as a head coach.
No, I agree. I think there's levels to it, but I think me saying that I think you need a championship to be an all-time great, I think that was wrong.
He's still young. Chill. Think about this, y'all. He's still young. He's probably going to coach another 15 years. So let's think about
Don Nelson.
Yeah, Donnie's a great all-time coach. He's all-time great coach.
He's another one, right? That doesn't.
How many wins he got? He got a lot of wins though.
He was the all-time leader. Yeah,
when he retired, he was
1,300 wins, 1,355% though.
Yeah. So look, Mike Brown, the way he's going.
My bad. Are you including the assistant coaching years as well, or just
no? Well, no. I'm talking about as a head coach, the all-time great coach. I see him as all. But look, you can even say assistant too. He won all those chips with the Warriors and called Tex Winter. Tex Winter got in as an assistant coach, didn't he?
I think Rick Adelman in the Hall of Fame.
No, I'm saying didn't Tex Winter get in as an assistant coach? Didn't Tex Winter get in the Hall of Fame as an assistant?
Yeah, he revolutionized the game.
How many championships Mike Brown won with the Warriors? 3.
He got 3.
He was with 17 and 18.
And he was with the Spurs. He was with the Spurs 2 and 03.
He won chips with the Spurs too?
Yeah, 03.
He's all time great. Hey, he's going to the Hall of Fame, bro. He's going to the Hall of Fame, bro.
Yeah, he'll be in the Hall.
This is going to be another LeBron James agenda about how he had an all-time great coach.
No, I ain't still. Hold on. I didn't say anything.
I can see. The framework's been put down. The framework's been put down.
and Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, the framework's being
great
put
coaches.
I see what's going on.
Can't say that.
I didn't even say nothing. Mars, you dirty, Mars.
I knew what was coming.
Yeah, that's fine, Mars.
All right, fellas. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna dive into some of the super chats, and then we still got a few more topics that we got to get around. So it's a lot going on right now. But in case y'all don't know, the Atlanta Hawks and Boston Celtics game 2 has tipped off. Atlanta's up 11-5 right now. The game just started. We'll definitely monitor that game closely. Trey for 40 and 10. All right, super chat analysis of Nick Ticket. I feel like this is just for you. He said if LeBron wins finals this year, is he the GOAT?
No analysis. Don't do that. No analysis. Are you just analysis?
Why did you
Are
read
you
that?
You guys said
Hey,
you
hey,
don't know
analysis.
the answers.
You know for a fact. You just
have to
looking for
read that,
trouble.
bro.
Analysis, Nick, whatever your name is.
They
You just
know
looking
that.
for trouble because you know for a fact that ticket is not going to go. If they win the NBA championship this year, yep, that's it. James is the GOAT. So you just looking for drama. Knock it off.
I will.
They know the answer. They just ask the question and then they complain
Right.
and talk about LeBron the whole shit.
Listen, Chilltown. It's hard, and this is it. It's hard for anybody to catch 6-0, and with everything, all the other accolades he had. If you put all the accolades in, the Defensive Player of the Year award, all the scoring titles, all the MVPs, all the 6 Finals MVPs, no losses, it's hard to catch that, bro. I don't care who you are, bro.
The poll that they had for the NBA players and just the polls in general, if LeBron wins this year, a lot of people will start calling LeBron James a GOAT. 100%.
Which, by the way, Dub, that poll was capped because that poll, that was one of the same polls that said Jimmy Butler is one of the most overrated players. This is the same Jimmy Butler who's probably going to be an All-Pro this year. This is the 5th time. This is a 5-time All-Pro. As we talking about a guy, Jimmy Butler showed up in 2011, so he's been in the league 12 years, and he's going to be a 5-time. He's going to be a All-Pro for the 5th time. It's almost half his career, but he overrated. Yeah, that's cap, yo.
So
I would say this: the people that have him as the GOAT will use it as extra fuel for their point. The people that don't will say he's still 5-6. He still has a losing record. He's still all the other things you can say about him. We're still 2011. Like nothing changes. I don't think. Now I'll say this: he could win. And like AD gets Finals MVP, and then again, the people who use
it's gonna be something. No, well, he wasn't even the best player on the team, and this guy won the Finals MVP. It's gonna be something completely.
I don't think he's the best player on the team anyway.
I don't either. And he shouldn't be, Mars. To be honest,
I agree.
He shouldn't be.
I would say this though, Chill. In terms of like on this show, like Dell and Shaq are like my main examples of this. I'm not sure if like a lot of like basketball like players really like Jimmy Butler's game. I don't think they do. It's just not like
the hezzy tween isn't there.
No, they don't like him. No, they don't like him. They don't like him.
Take it one more time. Take it because I ain't hear you.
They don't like. Hold on. They don't like Jimmy Butler, and the reason why they don't like Jimmy Butler is because Jimmy Butler push on you. He lean on you. He hard on you. He's constantly nagging you. He's constantly pushing you to get to your best that you can be. And so guys hate that. These guys, I told y'all, these new guys don't like to be pushed like that. And listen, I'll give a compliment to LeBron James. Y'all can put me on the big screen while I say this. The one thing I will always give LeBron is that I do believe LeBron is a positive influence on his teammates, because I do believe guys like J.R. Smith, who are going the wrong way, you understand what I'm saying? Guys like Malik Monk, who are lost in his career, and other guys who see this dude, Jim, see him working on his game. That motivates you to get in there and work on your game. And being around a guy like LeBron James, he's going to always be in the gym. So I think that motivated those guys. I think LeBron does give those guys a lot of good encouragement, a lot of good words. I don't think LeBron James is a bad person at heart. I think he wants to help people. I just think that LeBron James don't keep it real with cats. And when he ready to get you up out of there, I don't think he like Kobe will walk in there and say, "Hey man, look, nice to know you. Tomorrow your ass gone." LeBron would sit up there and say, "I know that's on Rob. Nah, that's on you, sucker." That's it.
I'll say this for all like that we know. LeBron's a good dude. So I think he is a good influence. Like he's a good, like off the court, like I think 20 years in the NBA, no issues. So I think he's a good dude. In terms of Jimmy's so tough. You don't want him, you don't want to play against him. You want him on your team, but he's also going to push you. Like I remember me and Chill were having this conversation, and Chill's like, if I was on Jimmy Butler's team, we were fighting in practice.
We would definitely
want him on your 100%. Team on game day, though. That's the thing about Jimmy. You want him on your team. You don't want to play against him. So it's interesting with Jimmy. I think maybe that's the thing with players. It's tough to warm up to a guy like that. It's the same reason. It's the same kind of thing with Kobe. If you remember, people hate, like even teammates at certain points hated Kobe, but Kobe made that.
He was necessary. He was necessary.
Yeah.
Yes, he was necessary. In order for us to get where we were going, they needed that.
Exactly. They needed that.
Yeah, we needed that. He said that. I'm sorry, Doug.
No, but I was going to say, like, why were they talking about LeBron James right there? Never mind. Go ahead.
Why were we talking about LeBron?
Brian has said that, and these are words that I actually live by. When he said that, everybody thinks that when you win in a championship that it's kumbaya. No, what's going to happen is that you have to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations, because what's going to happen is you're going to run into a team that has a leader who's not afraid to have that conversation, and you're going to lose. He said that, and he's 100% right.
Agreed.
All right, fellas. Next super chat from Darren Foss. He said, whose legacy will be hurt more with a round 1 elimination? KD or Giannis? For what it's worth, Giannis' playoff resume is mid outside of his championship year.
Well, it's got to be KD because if you think about it, KD has never done what Giannis has done. Giannis has led his own team to win a championship. KD had to go join Steph Curry, who's won 2 championships without him. And KD hadn't done anything outside of Steph Curry except for one NBA Finals game. So it has to be.
It also depends how KD loses because he got swept last year. I think it was in 5 the year before. So if he loses in 7, maybe not as bad. But if he gets swept this year,
so the year before they lost in 7 to Milwaukee in the East semifinals. Last year they got smoked. To get smoked again on a more talented unit, man, we having a way different conversation.
And I will say this because I'll speak for Dell. There's way more people who dislike KD and like Giannis, right? Giannis is a likable guy. KD is not. So I think it'll hurt KD more because he's just not a likable dude.
It'll definitely hurt KD for a lot of the reasons y'all just said. On top of that, Giannis will still have time to correct that mistake. While KD, I mean, what, he's 35 right now, 34?
He'll be 35 in September.
So he doesn't have a lot of time left to make
old
up.
Man.
2 back-to-back years losing the first round, that's going to be a stain on his legacy. But if Giannis loses to the Miami Heat, don't get me wrong, he's going to get a lot of criticism too, a ton of it.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get cooked, but he, like I said, not KD level. Like I said, KD will lose to a team without a second best player, bro. I don't want to hear no excuses, man.
All right, y'all. Next super chat. True Believer 616 said, "No, your king ain't no GOAT if he wins. The GOAT is 6 for 6. No game 7s in the finals. No choke jobs. No sweeps. Highest playoff career scoring average 33.5.
Absolutely.
Now you're more fluent.
Highest regular season points per game average as well. Don't leave that out. Don't be cheap, man. Add another $5.
Highest points per game in an NBA Final Series too. You averaged 41 in 1993 against Phoenix.
Oh yeah. MJ.
Sammy Lapicolo said, "Are you guys going to do an NBA fantasy next year? Have a live stream draft?" We did it.
I think it's dudes on here that do fantasy football. I don't know anything about fantasy football, basketball. That's why I don't get involved in that sort of stuff. I don't.
Can you, Ron? Can you indulge me for 30 seconds?
Holla at us. Talk to us.
What's that?
Congratulations, champ. You won your fantasy basketball league. You drafted and managed a squad that stood above all the rest. Winning the championship is the best feeling in the world. It's
no way he got that as his spokesperson for winning rings.
That's what I got.
That's so nasty.
You need fantasy advice?
Yeah, I don't play fantasy basketball. That
Hey,
is so
you know the percolator?
No, that's just the league. Who I'm the champ, and they said that.
Hey, Fluent. I'm gonna tell you in Chilltown something. On
Maybe
Saturday,
we'll get on Thursday. Maybe that's a prize for our 100th episode. Maybe you never know.
On Saturday, I'm gonna tell you in Chilltown something. You guys are not gonna want to miss who's coming to my channel Saturday. I got a big dog coming for an interview that you all watch every single day. You see him every day. And I gotta do an interview with him. It's gonna be top notch, baby. If y'all don't want to miss this one.
I bet. I'm down to see it. No
y'all
doubt.
heard it. Tap in. Ticket. Remind everybody on Friday when Friday rolls around what time to pull up on Saturday.
Please don't. Make sure you remind me, Ticket, because I don't want to forget.
I ain't gonna pull no punches. You know how I get down.
Yeah, I'll be there. I will definitely come check it out.
I hope your guest knows.
Oh, he knows. Look. He talking. Oh, he talking smack. He telling me I better have my facts together. I said, huh? Okay. All right.
Let me tell you something. It gets smoky in Ticket neighborhood. It gets smoky. You better.
I do have to tell Fluent Jr. sometimes that he can't watch. So yeah,
if you what you call it, boy. If you better make sure that you got your mask on because that smoke is.
Hey man, you tell me what Fluent Jr. want to watch, and I'll keep it PG. I promise you.
Nah, he's got to learn.
All right, y'all. Super chat from Usis. He said, "Can I get a list of the 10 best players ever? No accolades or longevity, just how good you are."
No.
I think Green is top 4.
I hate that. Oh, that burns me, man.
Wow.
I'm so sick of hearing that, yo. And the reason why I'm sick of hearing that is because I just saw Jaren Jackson just yesterday when Shaq asked him, Mr. Jackson, before this season started, was this one of your goals? Oh, 100%. These dudes care about being the defensive player of the year. These dudes care about being the league MVP. These dudes care about making all NBA. These dudes care about being the most improved. I'm sick of this logic of no accolades. I'm tired of hearing that. These dudes care about
emotional, damn it.
Stop talking to me about that. Hey, I'm tired of hearing that. I'm sick of it.
Everything my brother's saying everything my brother's saying is true. That's why y'all gonna see these dudes start inching out 65 games. Watch. Hey, Floyd, they'll be limping in 65 games.
You know why I took it? You know why I took it? Because then because if I don't play, I got to see dudes like Jalen Brunson, and I got to see dudes, I don't know, like D'Angelo Russell make the All-NBA team and make the All-Star team. I got to watch that. When in reality, these dudes sit around like we do. I'm better than him. What he doing on the All-Pro team? What is this dude doing on the All-League defensive team? Because he played. That's why. Stop talking to me about no accolades. I'm not trying to hear that. Stop talking to me about that.
Tyler Huntley on the Pro Bowl.
Right. See, Tone? Exactly. You got to see Mac Jones in the Pro Bowl.
PC Grind, Wednesdays at 9 p.m.
You know it. Max Capper said the BAM Defensive Player of the Year disrespect the past couple years is straight cringe. Who else can guard Curry one night, then Giannis the next? Hashtag generational defender.
Talk about it.
Generational talent.
Better than Sabonis.
Alan R with the super chat said AD wouldn't be able to take a pounding in the 90s.
Facts.
No, he's all about the current day poundings.
Those guys were too big.
Yep.
All right, man.
We're big, Ron. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Ron?
Ron, get your mind out the gutter, man, and focus, yo.
Golly.
Damn, yo.
He just left.
We talking about, dude. We talking about. Come on, yo. Focus.
Y'all some sick individuals.
They are, Ticket.
They are, right? They are.
Lino27 said, love the content. Keep it up, boys. Lino, we love you,
brother. We here for you, brother. That's why we here. We here for you.
Appreciate everybody watching right now. Please like the video. It's been dope. Even though Bobby, me, him got heated, I do love Bobby. It's all love up here. Always remind that. Bobby, you still there? You've been quiet for a while.
Yeah, I'm here.
Good. Tell me you love me.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
I do though. I do love
There we go. Okay, we good. Now we good. Now we good.
All right, y'all. Last super chat before we get into the games tonight. Shane Howard said, what's one player you guys believe the Nets could have added to the team in 2002 to potentially beat the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, or at least win a game or two?
None.
Arvinas Sabonis?
None. That 02, that Laker team for those 3 years, again, they were a half-mile freight train with no brakes. Nobody was beating them. Nobody.
Who do y'all think will win? The 2001 Lakers or the 96 Bulls?
The Lakers, man.
Lakers. Over everybody.
Shaq was too dominant, bro.
Yeah, I have that 01 Laker team over everybody.
Dub, listen to me when I tell you, man. As good as you hear about how good the Lakers were, they were even better than that.
Yeah.
As good as you hear about how good Shaq was, as good as you hear about how Kobe was, they were better than that. They steamrolled everybody.
That's a fact, though. They were so good they needed the refs to cheat for them.
Hey, bro, chill down. Shaq would have made Joel Embiid and these dudes. He'd have made these dudes look so bad, bro. It wouldn't even been funny what he did to these
What you think 02 Shaq is doing to Luke Longley?
Man, forget. I ain't talking about Luke Longley. I'm saying Joel Embiid. I'm saying Jokic. I'm saying all these top spinners. Oh, Rudy Gobert trying to guard Shaq. Good night.
Hey, so Bobby, and I'm sorry, Dub, to interrupt you, but and if we're gonna do this, let's do it, Bobby. Let's make sure that we clear. Let's make sure that we remember that your man Vlade Divac said in the middle of the season, quote, if we have home court advantage, we will beat the Lakers. So lo and behold, we have Game 7 on your floor in the Western Conference Championship. Chris Webber, 5 points in the second half, including the overtime. Doug Christie gets dominated by Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, 35 and 13, and they beat you dudes in overtime. Get them Kings off the floor. Y'all wasn't with the drama.
Were we not talking about the 2000-2001 Lakers that swept the Kings?
Smoked them.
Smoked them.
So look, chill.
Why
so
are we bringing up 02?
That's what it was. It was 02.
I'm talking about 02.
Stop bringing up bad memories for Bob.
I'm talking about 02. Look, so what I'm saying is chill. With all those stats you just said, we still took y'all to overtime. And it was only because of the refs. Only because the refs at the game was even that close.
Really? Even though Doug Christie said going into overtime, quote, I have never been more afraid in my whole life. This is your starting two guard.
Just because he said that don't mean that.
Your starting two guard said, I have never been more afraid in my whole life.
Yeah,
Come on,
hey,
man.
Man.
They wasn't with the drama.
Chill,
They weren't.
That was a fluent move. I like
Hey,
that. I see you picked up some influence tactics. Because just by saying that has nothing to do with what will happen on the court.
Bob, hold on, Bob. You're capping because on the court, Peja Stojakovic missed a wide open 3 to seal the game.
Naked.
Wide open. Best 3-point shooter in the league.
Airballed it too.
What I'm saying is everything y'all saying.
Airballed it too.
Airballed. It wasn't even close.
Everything y'all saying is true. Everything y'all saying is true. But the point is, we was that much better than them that it shouldn't even have been there if it wasn't for the refs. It's documented, y'all. It's documented. Y'all can see it's documented. We all know.
I do want to ask you guys.
The refs went 1 for 5, like Chris Webber did.
And by the way, since we're on the subject of the refs, because everybody's talking about the quote unquote referee who was gambling. You know how many games he refereed in that series?
How many?
0. He wasn't part of any of them. Not one game.
None.
Not one game. 0.
I do want to ask you guys this. Since you guys are saying the 01 Lakers is better than the Bulls and everything, so in your opinion, is the 01 Lakers the best team of all time?
Yeah.
I think we can have a conversation about them. No doubt about that.
Ain't no conversation. Hold on, chill, Tim. Ain't no conversation.
Yes.
Oh, the reason why I say that, Ticket, is because the '96 Bulls, wire to wire. I mean, we're talking about a 72-win team.
But I don't care about that, chill, Tim. I don't care about chill, Tim. We talking about you going to a 7-game series, bro. Listen, I'm gonna give your cousin all the flowers, bro. I've never in my life seen a player do what Shaq did to people in those 2,000 years, bro. I've never seen it, bro. Bro, it was such a mismatch with every single center he played against at that time. Bro, it wasn't even funny, bro. You talking about guys? It was impossible to play. They had to go to the Hacker Shack just to have a chance to win the game, bro. So yeah, they were the best team ever. You throw Kobe on top of that too, best team ever, bro.
So who are the top 3 teams of all time?
The Bulls, and the
Ticket. Who's 3?
86. What? 86 Celtics.
86. You got 86 Celtics. You got like.
I don't think the 86 Celtics. To be honest with you, I don't think the 86 Celtics was better than the 87 Lakers. I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say 86 Celtics, 87 Lakers. Then you gotta go like 67 Philadelphia 76ers.
Mars, you're missing a team. You know what team you want to say?
I got the 2017 Warriors, but
the 96 Bulls. To be honest with you, I can make an argument that the 92 Bulls was the best team Jordan was ever on.
I agree with that. By the way, I said I think the 92 Bulls are the best Bulls team.
So
it's so fun. It also depends on. What style of play, what era?
That 2014 San Antonio Spurs, that's the most beautiful basketball I ever seen in my life.
That's a fact.
Right,
the 2017 Warriors ain't in your top 3?
Hell no.
No, it's the 01 Lakers, the 87 Lakers, and 72 Lakers. Like there you go.
The Celtics are now winning, by the way. So.
That team gets annihilated by the Bulls and by the
figure out why it wasn't. Now it makes sense, Mars. I'm looking at TNT. It's on NBA TV. My fault. I apologize. I'm trying to figure out where the game at. It's on NBA TV.
Let's get to some more current topics.
Yep.
We'll
go ahead. I'm
talk
sorry.
about all that good stuff in the off season, but as of right now, Mars. It is something that is going on, stemming around your newfound love for the Houston Rockets. Word on the streets is that the Houston Rockets will interview Ime Udoka on Wednesday for a vacant coaching job. How do you feel about this?
I mean, anything's an upgrade from Steven Silas, but I like Ime Udoka coming to Houston. Him or Nick Nurse, I think they're damn buzzer beater in the court. I think both of them are great defensive coaches who can implement an actual game plan that Houston have been lacking for 2 seasons. I think they can also just maximize the talents of guys like Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, just because they're so athletic. They have defensive talent. So if you can put them in a right situation where they actually start playing with a structure and a game plan, I think you get the most out of them. I would prefer Nick Nurse just because I prefer his defensive philosophy. And I think what I've seen him in terms of developing young pieces, I've seen more from him than Ime Udoka. I haven't seen much of him. He's only been a coach head coach for 1 year. So I would favor Nick Nurse. But Ime Udoka, I'd take him as well, assuming he.
I agree with Mark. I agree with Mark.
Ime Udoka, it's interesting, right? Like, it's one thing to coach Tatum and Brown. It's another thing to coach a really young Rockets team. That's my only question mark.
No. But they need Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is a better coach for a younger team. For those kind of guys.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
I do feel like, Mars, that you slighting Silas, and the reason why is because I think that he was in a no-win situation. I think that he was put in a situation where he thought that he was going to coach James Harden and that team was going to be better. And the fact that James Harden basically demanded to be traded and that whole thing fell apart and he was left to pick up the pieces and he was just put in a no-win situation. This could have possibly ruined his career as a coach.
Yeah, he got thrown into a rebuild when he signed up to a contender.
Right.
So I do agree he got put in a bad situation. I think he handled the bad situation terribly. Like, even just listening to some of his interviews, I'm like, what are you talking? He's talking about Jabari Smith. He's like, we don't even run plays for Jabari Smith. Like, he's your first.
Why don't you? Yeah, why
don't
you
run no plays for him? Like, the stuff I hear him say, I'm just like, what are you talking about? He was talking about Alperen Sengun and talking about how he needs to become a more willing passer. That doesn't make sense. He's the best passer on the team. So like, there was just things he would say. I'm like, are you sure you're even watching the same game? Like, he just confused.
Not watching, coaching the same game.
Yeah.
Well, when he says he doesn't call plays, that sometimes you're that great, you don't need a coach to call plays for you. You just get buckets.
Yeah, Jabari Smith is not that. Jabari Smith is not that. I promise he's not.
I know that some coaches feel like some guys that they gotta get off, they gotta call plays for these guys to get them going. But sometimes you got guys that are so great, they don't need no play to get going. They already know where they're gonna get the ball, how they're gonna get the ball, and where their opportunities are gonna come from. So
that's what happened with the 2011 Dallas Mavericks. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Rick Carlisle said they didn't run a lot of plays. A lot of their action was just go. Right, get the ball across half court, get in transition, and just go. They didn't really run a lot of action off the basketball. It was just go.
I mean, with that being said, though, they had one of the best point guards of all time, one of the best floor generals ever.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And obviously, kind of how Ticket just said, you don't really need no offense when you got probably one of the best versions of who we just said was the best offensive power forward of all time. So I just get Dirk the ball, everybody else move without the ball, and something's gonna happen.
Hey Ron, they say your basketball highlights on YouTube. They say you real spicy on the court. That's what they said, bro.
Who said that?
They said that the other screen you wasn't in here, bro. Where your highlights at, bro? They said Ron spicy on the court, dog.
Oh, I was all right. I was cool.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. He trying to show you some love.
Nah, I appreciate that, Ticket.
Nah, that's what I said, though. I was looking for that. I was looking for it. Somebody was, you see Ron highlights? He was spicy on the court. I was like, damn.
Hey, Ticket, you better ask Mike James about me.
No doubt.
But all right, let's keep it pushing though. We have a few games tonight, and as of right now, the Boston Celtics are up 31-25, and the second quarter just started. I need thoughts and predictions on this game.
Hawks.
Celtics win.
Celtics.
This is a 4-game series.
It's a sweep.
I don't think this game gets out of control tonight. I got the Hawks winning this game late.
The party's over.
My issue with Trae Young is just he throws them off so much because of his shot selection. He completely screws up their offense with doing that. And against a team like the Boston Celtics, when they're trying to make a run and then Trae Young comes down and he shoots 1 or 2 bad shots, that completely throws their momentum off. And you can't, with how deficient they are, you can't make that many mistakes against the Boston Celtics. And he does that too much against them. So because of that,
that is true. Hold on. That's true.
He just threw the ball out of bounds right as you said that. That's crazy.
Go ahead.
Hey, Ron, you're very lucky, by the way. You're very lucky because 44% the next night, He shot like 27% and 5 turnovers. You're so lucky we made that bet one night too early.
Right now he's 2 for 7 before.
We're about to say,
hold on, right? But he's gonna. To me, they need him to be like that. Like if you guys remember when they won that series a couple years ago, when they went to the conference finals, he was the key catalyst in a lot of those games. So to me, he has to go and have those monster performances, especially on the road, like a game like tonight. I think he's going to have to step it up and have a monster performance for them to win this game. So I expect him to get around 30 tonight and then to win this game. I think they come back and win this game. I don't think this is a blowout anymore like this in the rest of the series like it was in game 1. I saw some in the second half of last game. So, like I said, y'all hold me to it. Call me a hater, say whatever you want to say. I think this series goes back 1-1.
I can appreciate I can appreciate that logic ticket, but what I think about the Atlanta Hawks, it can also be to their detriment too. So the same thing that Trae Young, kind of like Russell Westbrook in his younger days, the same thing that Russ was good at, the same thing that helped and propelled them to wins is the same thing that will torch them too. He's the same guy who will take bad shots. He's the same guy who will turn the basketball over, which will ultimately doom them. But what you can't do is you cannot not let him play. You have to turn him loose because that's going to ultimately sink them if you don't.
Right.
But can't you have, I said this last time too. I feel like I want him coming off the ball.
No, Tone, he's a lead guard. That's his game.
I don't care.
That's his game. You can't.
So is Steph Curry. So is Steph Curry. I'd rather have him coming off screens because he's also a really good shooter when he's doing that. And
so you want DeJounte on the ball and him coming off
the ball, and I want him playing the Steph.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Trey's just their best passer. So
I understand that, but you need his scoring more than you need his turnovers and missed shots.
That's true.
More, just because he's their best passer doesn't mean he has to throw every single pass. Sometimes you got to throw different looks at the defense. Just like the defense will throw different looks at the offense. Sometimes it's better for Trey to be off the ball because they have to pay attention to Trey. Now you got a good one-on-one player in the
I agree. Get him off the ball. So I thought correct me if I'm wrong, Fluent. I interpreted it as you wanted DeJounte as the primary ball handler.
No,
not just someone who comes off the ball.
I want Trey off the ball more, coming off screens and having someone pass him the ball so he can shoot.
Oh, I agree. Get him off the ball more for sure. I'm not a fan of these ball dominant heliocentric guards anyway, and Trae Young's too small for it to work in my opinion. He just created his own shot. It looked nice, but yeah, I don't. There's not many teams where you just have a ball dominant guy and you win championships.
There's very few players. There's very few players that are that ball dominant where the ball's in their hand. They're the best shooter, the best scorer, the best passer, and I can give you a ton of examples that win multiple championships. It's very, very, very rare. So you got to find another way around it. And just look at it again. I'll use Steph as the example, right? When Mark Jackson was having and the ball was in his hand more, it's fine. They were doing good, right? He was an all-star. But once they started saying, hey, Draymond's going to be the guy that facilitates the offense and you're going to come off screens, significantly better.
He wasn't really a lead. Mark Jackson was trying to turn him into a lead guard. He played off the basketball at Davidson. So him coming into the league, that's who he was primarily. So
and I'm not trying to compare Trey to Curry, but I'm just saying I think he would be better suited for that type of role.
Right.
I don't know if you guys remember Trey at Oklahoma though, when he was out there going crazy.
He led the country in assists.
Points.
Absolutely.
No, but it was points too. But Trey played a lot of off ball. Trey used to come off those down screens. He used to come off,
what they're doing now is because the way they play Trey, they're having to set screens for him like almost at center. Like they're bringing it up so far that it limits all the other things that they can do. It's not a good offensive set that they're running for him. But there's going to be a new segment on Fluent.
It's 32 to 40 Boston.
Boston's going to kill them.
Yeah.
Everybody except me and Ticket got Boston.
Yeah,
I think so.
And nobody wants to bet a jersey.
This Boston team isn't good. By the way, Onyeka Okongwu, I think he needs to be that starting center, in my opinion.
Over who?
Get rid of Capella. Yeah, just get rid of it.
Oh,
okay.
Y'all trust Boston too much, man. I don't trust Boston like y'all do, bro.
I know
I trust them against the Atlanta Hawks.
Against Atlanta,
That's not saying much. I have them lose the next round to Philly, so I have them going out in round 2. So I don't have that much trust. I just think they beat the Hawks.
I have a lot of trust.
Yeah, you do.
I have a lot of trust. They're gonna win the chip. I don't know how they're not.
Okay, Dub.
You went to the finals last year. then you got better from what you were last year. One of the pieces which you needed desperately in your playmaking, you got that in Malcolm Brogdon, who's playing great off the bench. I mean, they got an elite defense, they got elite offense, and they're not heliocentric like a lot of teams are. So I mean, they know.
But you got worse at the coaching position though.
That's where your issue is.
Yeah, I was gonna say the coaching got worse, and
that's where
I think the other
Ticket's
teams
issue
in
is.
the East just also got better.
Right. I think that's what Ticket's issue is. I think if Udoka was still on that bench, he would feel differently about Boston. I think that's Ticket. I think that's
right.
With Boston.
Oh, you damn right. You damn right. With the piece they got, yeah. But with cockeyed, I can't, man. You gonna see?
It's cockeye. It's cockeye for everybody, bro. It is what it is. It's cockeye. Anytime when I hear the Boston Celtics, oh, that coach, man. Listen, them boys is talented, bro. I'm gonna go with.
Hold on, you didn't hear about him sleeping with duct tape on his mouth? You didn't hear about him going in the locker room doing backflips in front of Marcus Smart, saying, "I bet you can't do that." What's wrong with that dude, bro?
I see it.
What's wrong with that dude?
I just think
Sleeping with duct tape on his mouth. What the hell going on?
Yeah, sleep apnea. I mean, he like snores in his sleep or something like that. He doesn't want it's some sort of health shit.
Bro, Google it. Bro, sleep with duct tape on his mouth, bro. Google it.
The Cavs went with Jedi Osman to start tonight, which is interesting. So I don't know how much Isaac Okoro is going to play.
No, he out there right now. He started too.
The Cavs
I'm seeing Jarrett Allen, Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Garland, and Jedi Osman. That's what I'm seeing right now. Maybe my
don't get swept.
Okoro just came off the floor. He started.
Okay.
To go back to the Celtics, I just think they're just too good. I think they're just too good, too talented.
Oh, he did start
because of just because of the coach.
All right, fellas, to change gears into the game that Mars was just talking about, we have game 2 of the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. It just tipped off. Y'all talk to me about this game. Who are we taking? Fluent. Who's going to win this game?
Listen, I've said from the beginning, I think it's the Cavs series. So I think the Cavs get the win. I still think the Cavs are the better team. And I'm sorry, I can't trust a team where Jalen Brunson is your best player. I'm sorry. I know he's played really well this season. I just have the Cavs being an overall better team. They're a better defensive team than they showed. So I'm sticking with my pick. I'm sticking with the Cavs.
Not gonna lie, yo.
I already know where I'm going.
Okoro's in 2 fouls right now, bro. It's like they got CD out there. They have no bench. Oh my god. If Donovan Mitchell don't have a good game, bro, they might go down 2-0 at home. That's crazy.
And you send Kevin Love home. And you send Kevin Love home, a dude with championship experience, know-how. They just went in there and walked in there and got 18.
The bench that they need, the scoring that they need, they could have got Melo.
But they signed Danny Green, bro. These dudes getting swept, bro. They're getting swept. And then we're talking about Spidey in a whole different light, bro. I swear, after this series, bro, we're talking about Spidey in a whole different light, bro. They're gonna get swept. The Knicks changed my mind. I had the Cavs before the series.
Yeah.
When I thought the Knicks came out in game 1, bro, the Knicks might sweep these dudes, bro.
Chill. Who you got, Chill?
I had the Cavs in 6, and I had the Cavs in 6 because I thought ultimately that front line was just going to wear them down. But the more I watch Robinson and Jared Allen, he's getting the best of Jared Allen. I don't like it. I think that Tibbs is doing a really good job of digging in his bench and his rotation players. I think that Bickerstaff is getting out coached. He got to dig deeper into that bench. Now, I know that he doesn't really have much. So guys like Rubio, guys like Wade, C.D. Osman, I mean, they aren't as good. Karis LeVert. Right. These guys need to be better. And he needs to put them in situations where they're going to be better. But ultimately in this series, what these guys have to do, Okoro, Garland, Mitchell, y'all dudes got to stick your nose in there and y'all got to rebound the basketball. Y'all got to do the dirty work because that's what the Knicks did in game 1. That's why they outworked you guys. I mean, you got a guy in Josh Hart who comes off the bench and gives you 10 rebounds. Well, if you got a guy that's going to come off the bench and give you 10 rebounds, you don't account for that. So that's where the perimeter players like Garland, like Okoro, like Donovan Mitchell, you got to help these dudes rebound. That's going to be the difference in this series.
They might have to make a tough decision, bro. They might have to listen. Them in Memphis, they lose in the first round. I'm hiring Ime Udoka, bro. I'm hiring Ime, bro.
In Cleveland or Memphis?
Cleveland or Memphis. If Memphis lose, I'm definitely hiring Ime Udoka.
How many teams are you trying to give Ime Udoka?
All of them. No, because listen, no. Hold on, Mars. But if you think about it, he really fits those teams. Ime fits the Memphis Grizzlies and what they need from a coach as far as way he's a leader on as far as basketball coach and
Memphis. Yes,
and the Cavs. Bro, listen, they're too dependent on old boy. They listen, at this point, it's all about Spidey Mitchell, man. And you're not gonna win like that.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know if that's JB's fault. I think that's more of just they don't have nobody.
But you don't know. I don't think
that's not true. No, the fact that they don't have anybody, that's not true, Doug. Because this young team, don't forget, this is a young team. They got one of the best defensive players in the game. They have Darius Garland made the All-Star team last year, and Jared Allen's one of the premier defenders and rebounders in the game. So they aren't that far away. They just young.
About scoring. I'm talking about scoring.
Right. So that's why
they have a starting lineup with 3 below average offensive players. Mobley, in terms of his scoring game, it hasn't stepped up. Jared Allen is entirely dependent on creation. And you don't even need to talk about Isaac Okoro. He needs to get off the court. But then you're just relying solely on your backcourt to create for you. And no disrespect, they're both 6'1", 6'2". Like you're just running with small guys, expecting them to create everything for you. And then you get Karis LeVert off the bench, who can give you a spark, which is why I think you need to start running Karis LeVert at the 3 more, because you can't have just 3 non-factors offensively and expect to be successful in the playoffs. I think that's a big issue for them.
All right, fellas. Game of the night. Y'all know what time it is. I done waited all show for this. The Los Angeles Clippers and the Phoenix Suns, game 2. How are we feeling about this game?
Scott Foster's officiating. That's an easy win for the Clippers.
2 and 15, 2 and 17, 2 and 17.
Yeah, with a 13-game losing streak or something like that. Yeah. So the Suns have lost. That's unfortunate. Me and Dub were talking about an open gym. The Suns are concerning me. I had them coming out the West, but they are concerning me. There's so many holes that they had flaws when they were formed that I was concerned about, getting to the rim, not getting enough free throws. They don't shoot the free a lot. They rely heavily on the mid-range. And they had no depth. All those flaws were flaws I acknowledged. I still thought they would overcome. But then when I watched them run out a 6-man rotation in game 1 of the playoffs, that's a concern. That's a concern. There's no way in game 6-man, 7-man rotations. That's like conference finals, NBA finals stuff. You don't start the playoffs only having 6 people who can play. That's a problem.
Mars, are you putting Martin Payne on the court? He's trash. Let's just be honest. He's garbage, man. Garbage. Payne is garbage, bro. Straight basura, period. Then you go down the bench. That whole bit, hold on. Landry Shamet, man. Bro. Not gonna cut it. Might hit a couple threes here and there. Gonna get burnt on defense. Then look at it. Hold on. Then the backup center, bro, with the mohawk. He's horrible, man. He's one of the worst. Bro. These dudes getting swept, Ron. They're getting swept. And when they do, you bring their ass up here, and I'm gonna strip their ass down. Period.
Hey, Ron. Look. Wait, hold on.
Shout out to Jock Lando, man.
Because I gotta go real quick. Number 1, like the stream. Suns in 6.
Like
Bobby.
the stream or like the stream?
He said like the beam.
No, I said like the stream.
Like the beam.
Like the stream.
He said like the beam already.
Hey, Bobby, just stop capping out here, bro. That's all I asked you.
Hey, I heard you say like the beam, dog. It was natural. It flowed out. Hey, Ron, look. Hey, Scott, I don't care who's coach, who's reffing the game. Scott Foster, Jody Foster, Foster's beer. I don't care who's reffing the game. Look, Clips in 5.
Still got them serving these dudes.
I still got the Suns in 6, but I think they're gonna lose next round to Denver. As things currently look, I think they would lose to Denver. So, but I do think they can still beat the Clippers.
Hey, chat, am I lying? Y'all heard him say he said like the beam. Y'all heard him?
I heard it too.
Here, I did it for you. I lit the beam.
I think that Monty Williams got to do a better job in digging into his bench. Why is TJ Warren can give you some minutes? TJ Warren can give you some minutes, and Landale. I understand that the Australian dude is the dude that Ticket talking about. Landale, I think that's his name.
Yeah, Jock Landale.
Yeah. Now Cameron Payne didn't play. He was in street clothes. I don't know why he didn't play in game 1. I don't know what's going on.
He's got an injury.
Hold on. Did that man say TJ Warren can give you minutes? Yeah, TJ Warren can give you minutes in that. He can give you minutes in the ER.
No, he can give you some minutes, Ticket. He can. I mean, we're talking about a dude who just a couple of years ago, he was averaging 20 a game. All of a sudden, this dude can't play. He can play.
Chill. Do you think the issue is that they've got so many new pieces at the deadline? Monty Williams don't want to implement them all in the post. Like, they haven't played together. Terrence Ross, TJ Warren, KD, like, they haven't played together. You don't want to throw them all in the playoffs with no reps. He's even said he's had to simplify his offensive system just to implement KD. Now imagine you throw Terrence Ross in there. Now you throw TJ Warren.
Right.
Like, how much do you think that's playing a factor that they just haven't had time to play?
Well, that's why I had a problem with them winning it, because you think that you're just going to throw KD in the lineup and that's going to be it when these teams have been together for as long as they've been together. But with that also being said, when you got a rotation like Ty Lue has with 8, 9, 10 guys, your rotation of 6 guys, that's not going to be enough. Because what we're going to do is we're going to continue to throw different bodies at you. And in the process of throwing different bodies at you, we're going to throw different schemes at you. And you're not going to be able to keep up. I'm watching Kevin Durant in the fourth quarter, Mars, with Kawhi Leonard covering him. He's in the corner. He is in the corner. He's not even involved in the offense.
He's not a superstar. If you're a superstar, all-time great, you find a way to get out of the first round. It's not an NBA championship. It's the first damn round. Come on. Stop letting him off the hook.
I know a certain GOAT who couldn't get out of the first few years of his career.
This isn't years 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, I'm
not picking on LeBron. That was only 2 years that he couldn't make the playoffs until he got Larry Hughes.
Oh my God. Anyway.
All I'm gonna say is if Kawhi Leonard outplays Kevin Durant again tonight, I'm gonna have something to talk about for the rest of this week.
Kevin Durant might have to go to load managing more, like Kawhi does.
I think that Kevin. I
do what you gotta do, right?
When you get to a point, yo, when you get to a point where I can't X and O you anymore, which is what happened in the meat and potatoes of that game, where it was just KD, you go, Leonard, you go, and we have to see who the best guy is, and that's basically what Leonard was.
So
I mean, they ran a lot of pick and pop, they ran a lot of pick and dive, which worked, right? Which worked, but.
It's not
I want you to look at
I
something. I want you to look at something on YouTube, man. It's making me sick.
I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. If KD gets bounced out of the first round, what team will he be playing for next year?
Oh man,
the Clippers. What do you mean? He's going straight to the Clippers.
All right. He's going where else?
He had the contract.
Oh, you think he's going to the Clippers?
Yeah, of course.
Nah, Mark, he going back to his pop's house. He going to the Warriors.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know what kills me? You know what? Y'all know what kills me about these guys in this era, bro? I'm looking online right now. Paul George is going through a full workout before the game and they ain't playing this series, bro.
Makes sense. I
swear, bro. Look. You guys can go on YouTube right now.
No, don't hold on, Tone, because I had to watch Zion Williamson windmill dunking in the beginning of the game. I'm not
talking about that.
A workout isn't the same as playing a playoff game.
Have you ever been hurt?
Yes.
And when you were rehabbing to come back, did you put in what looked like on YouTube clips what would have been a full workout? Because I have. I'm sure if you've been hurt, you have too.
I can also.
You don't know.
But you live by Tone. You cap Tone. You live by a law, Tone. And the law is this: that when the season's on the line, if you can walk, you can play. And Tone, you know that. And Tone, I believe you would play. Because you wouldn't feel like sitting over there, bro.
If he plays and gets hurt,
who cares, bro? Listen, we saw this. What made Isaiah great. This what made Mike great. This what made all the great ones great.
We're in an era. Listen, I can only talk about high school football. I can't talk about football any other. But high school football, where I caught a pass, I got hit in the head. I was seeing stars, and they said, "Oh, you got your bell rung." Slapped me on the back of the helmet and told me to go back out there, and that's what we did. That's not which explains a lot of my stuff. But that's not how things are nowadays. Now it's you're either 100% or you're 0%. I'm not saying I like it.
Have y'all considered that maybe Kawhi told PG like, sit the fuck down? We don't got time for that right now.
I'll call you if I need you. I'll call you if I need you. Yeah.
If it was game 7, I'm sure Paul George would try. I'm sure he would.
No,
there's
more.
no-
If
there's
it was
no
game
need
7,
for him.
Kawhi would be like,
Bro, they're saying he's out for the series, bro. Come on, man.
I'm
just saying, if he's
That's better off for them
if we
to
saw
go.
if we all saw how he
if he's
got hurt, it looked like
70%,
it
you
was
want to play him?
serious.
If he's 70%,
No.
Damn right. It's the playoffs, bro. This is what it's all on the wood.
Kevin McHale played with a broken foot and he was never the same. Like there's no
The
need
entire
to-
series.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
there's
want-
no
I
need
don't
to
want
do
Paul-
that. Like that's
I
just
don't
not
want Paul
smart.
George getting in the way.
That's not smart.
He also played 6 more seasons too. By the way, it wasn't like his career ended after
there's
that.
a lot
Oh
more.
yeah, he did play, but he clearly
a
wasn't
lot
the same guy.
more money involved now. People need to they want to play longer. That's
Man.
I'm not saying I
The
like it.
window's closed.
That's what it
The
is.
window's closed for them,
KD gave it a go down 3-1 in the finals and then tore his Achilles and missed the whole year. It's just not the risk versus reward just isn't worth it. If you're not ready
And
to go,
FYI,
don't
we didn't
go.
cheer his injury. We were cheering that, Yeah.
You cheered
What
his
were
injury.
you cheering, Tone?
You cheered his injury.
Yeah.
We misunderstood.
You didn't know how serious it was.
We didn't know how serious it was. Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't know
But you
how
guys
serious it
cheered
was,
his
yes.
injury.
We were
You
cheering.
guys-
Yeah, that's right.
But the fact that he was not available for the rest of the series
That made us
did
happy.
not break your heart. No, it did not.
That's right. Yes, we were cheering that he wasn't available. Not
Okay.
that he got hurt.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
that's a better way
sure.
of putting it.
I'm sure.
All right, fellas, let's run down on some of these super chats. We got a
Yep.
few in here that I want to get around to. Ball out Ricky. Shout out Ball out Ricky. He said, do you guys think the Warriors can come back? Everybody acts tough when they up. Hashtag Golden State Warriors in 6.
All Sacramento did was protect their home floor. That's it. That's all they did.
I do agree. They haven't done anything.
All the Warriors
yet.
have to do. All the Warriors have to do is this: win 3 games at home. They were 33-8 this season at home. So all they got to do is win 3 games at home and win 1 out of 4 on the road. So this series is far from over.
Fluent, you come with those numbers, but talk about the numbers we are on the road. So how
You're
they-
20.
so-
You're
so
20.
if
I
they
think
got-
you're 28
if they
and
got-
and
if they
and
got- if they got
16 or
so
15.
mathematically,
25
Fluent, since you want to talk mathematically, if with our percentage on the road and their percentage at home, is it likely that we go there and lose 3 out of 3? We at least get 1, right? Mathematically.
No, they have a better home record.
Oh.
And the Kings
But listen, all I'm not saying. Listen. Take your fandom out of it, and just this is what I'm saying: is all they have to do is win their 3 games at home and 1 on the road. That's all they have to do. It's far from over. If the Warriors go home and win 2 games, like they should, it's a series now. It's tied
Right, that's
2-2,
a fact.
and now it's a best out of 3.
But
I
if
agree.
they-
I agree.
My
Nothing's
my
happened
thing
yet.
is what's more likely to happen, because those 2 games that happened, those already happened. That's out the way.
Here's what's most likely to happen. Here's what's most likely to happen. That it goes 7 games. Here's most likely what happens. It goes 7 games, and the more experienced team wins. That's what's most likely to happen. But anything can happen.
I don't know if I like.
The most
Anything can happen.
The most likely outcome is Kings and 6.
That's why we play the games. That's why we play the games.
I'm not sure I'm liking your boys, Big Ox, in Game 7. I'm not sure.
Why would he go to a Game 7? I don't care. I don't care who say what. Fluent. It don't matter. It don't make no sense for it to go to what's more likely, them to win 4 out of 5 or us to win 2 out of 5.
You're more likely to win 2.
You're more likely to win 2 out of 5 than they are 4 out of 5. Absolutely.
But stranger things have happened, Big Ox. It's not like that stranger things have not happened. Remember,
Curry has never been down 2-0 before. The last time the Warriors were down 2-0 was 2007.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been down 2-0. You're absolutely right. It's a new
never been
challenge.
down
for them.
2-0 before.
Maybe that's what gets them going.
And this ain't the same
that
team.
boy about to start cooking in the Oracle.
Bro,
They call it the Oracle for a reason.
You said
I'm
that
saying
yesterday.
they call it the
Not
Oracle
the
for a
Oracle.
reason.
Not the Oracle. They're at the Chase Center.
Yeah, it's called Chase Center.
No more Oracle. No more.
Hey, when Steph there's the Oracle.
And another
When Steph there's the Oracle.
Another thing, that crowd ain't the same crowd. This ain't the Oakland crowd. This is
More
San
is going to be
Francisco
chasing
crowd.
L's. That is true. Oakland
This
is
a whole different crowd.
That is true. That is true.
So it's a little bit more civil in San Francisco than it is in the
I remember.
town.
I tell you guys this all the time.
I used to live in the Bay, so I know what it is.
You lived, yeah. I lived
I used to live in
in
the
Walnut
Bay.
Creek and would go to Oakland all the time. And then it was one type of party, and then we crossed the bridge into San Francisco. It was different. It was
a little bit
more-
different. A little
yeah,
bit different. I used to live in the Bay, so I know what it's
Yeah,
like.
you know, yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
All we got to do is go clip 1, game 4, game 3. And I think we're getting them on Thursday. It's gonna be 3-0, and then y'all gonna be like, "Oh, y'all are up."
If it's 3-0, Ox. If y'all go up 3-0, it's a wrap.
3-0.
It's a wrap.
Sure, it's a wrap.
If y'all go up 3-0, we ain't even having this conversation.
I think what more likely happens is, like I said, I think the Warriors win their 2 at home. The Kings win game 5, and they go into Chase Center, I guess it's called now, for game 6. And that is the game that if I'm the Kings, I'm like, this is the game we have to win on the road, because I don't want to go home for a game 7. A lot of times teams think, oh, let's go home for game 7. Nah, end it in game 6. Don't give them a chance. That would be my
question about it. That's why if the Warriors win game 3, the game 4 winner is going to determine whether this is going to be a short series or it's going to be a 7-game series.
Exactly.
I have a hard time seeing the Warriors winning back-to-back games in this series.
Yeah. I have a hard time seeing the Warriors not.
Hey, listen, if they lose 1 of 2 in Golden State, Kings in 5. I'm with you.
I've got it going Kings in 5, and I think the only reason Golden State are going to win a game is because I think probably in game 3, I just think they're going to be hot shooting the ball. That's it. I just think they're going to have a really good shooting night. I still think they're going to have all the same flaws, but they're just going to make a lot of shots.
And Mars, I hear you on that, but my thing is, what if our shooters start shooting? What if Kevin Huerter and Keegan Murray start shooting game 3 too, which they haven't been doing yet? Y'all act like we just playing good, like we're playing decent, but we just gritting it out. We tougher than him, we harder than him, we're better than him. They obviously can't keep relying on Steph Curry shooting 40-foot jump shots to win them series. It's just not happening no more.
That's a fact. Not only that.
This is a team though.
I told y'all yesterday what Davion Mitchell was going to do last night. I told y'all. I said Davion Mitchell is going to
the Warriors through everything they went through this year. Through everything the Warriors went through this year.
Say his name, Fluent.
You're forgetting that
Davion.
You're forgetting that this
season say his
they were a horrible road team. They were a horrible road team all season. Like Mars keeps reminding us, they were a horrible road team all season. They're not going to change who they are, but they played the Kings really, really close in games 1 and 2 as a horrible road team. They're a significantly better home team. So like they are going to be who they are.
Say it, Tone. Davion. Say it, Tone.
Hey, Tone. The Knicks get ready to sweep these boys, man.
Okay,
that's the wrong D Mitch.
You don't gotta say that.
You wrong D Mitch.
Just say off night.
Hey man, the Knicks get ready to sweep these boys, man.
You're crazy. They're not.
Hey Ron, I gotta bounce, brother. It's about that time. Y'all know where to find me. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Be easy. Take it
chill. Hey, chill. What you got up? I ain't gonna say nothing.
Don't worry about what I'm doing, Ticket. Do your thing. Don't concern yourself with what's going on.
I know what kind of call you get right now.
Every time I talk about Ticket, first of all, Ticket called me a thug. That's
you gotta go every time. I know what kind of call you get.
I get what y'all do.
Go ahead, chill. Do your thing, chill.
They don't call them Chill Town for no reason. Let's go, baby.
I'm gonna run a few more of these off. Let's go ahead and get to it. Jason Newcomb said, if Patrick Ewing was on the current Knicks roster, are they championship contenders?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
They still have Julius Randle. So I don't know.
When Julius Randle becomes your 3rd best player, and RJ Barrett's your 4th best player, I think that's sure.
Maybe.
And there's not a lot of centers there. How many superstar centers there are? Who's going to match up with them? No, that's good. Yeah,
maybe.
They about to sleep with dudes,
not saying they're winning. They're a contender.
It's a 2-point game. Chill.
Don't sleep these dudes, man.
All right, y'all. Firemaster 123 said Kareem forced his way out of the Bucks to go to the Lakers. Keep the same energy, Ticket, hypocrite. And you're not a Laker fan.
Okay, he forced his way out of Milwaukee.
My man. Okay, hey, look, I want to put any amount of money. I put it.
He had to have armed guards protecting him and his family because he converted. Like, come on.
Yeah, he forced his way out of Milwaukee because of racism.
Do a history lesson before you say dumb stuff.
And the Lakers also weren't good.
Hey, I'm glad you said, hey, Fluent. I'm glad you said it because I was ready to cook. I was ready to tell him, but bet some money, and I was going to bring him up here and I was going to destroy him. But these dudes don't know basketball. They just talking. Like I said, go to the next one, Ron. I'm glad you said that, though, Floyd. You and Mars kept it real right there. They don't know that.
There's actually, you know what? Go on. Is it on? Where is it? On Showtime or something? There's a.
It's on YouTube.
Is it on? No. There's a Kareem documentary. It's fantastic. You keep going to the next one. I'll tell you what it's called here in a second. It's actually really good.
Khalifa said Golden State Warriors were bad on the road all year long. This is not a surprise. Poole is trash too.
He's not trash. Poole's not trash. The problem is that Poole needs to be that man, and he can't be that on this current Warriors team, bro. if Curry's out the way and they're running the offense through him, he looks like a completely different player, bro. Since he's not getting all those shots, they're not running it through him. He ain't built to be that third, fourth, fifth guy. He has to be the dude where they're running the offense through him. That way he looks better and gets a better feel for the game. That's what it is.
You said
Ticket, why you sugarcoating it for
Let
him?
me just quickly.
This ain't true. Why you
Kareem,
sugarcoating it for him?
minority of one. Kareem, minority of one. Go learn something about Kareem.
That's fact, bro. Hey, they make it seem like Kareem was. They make it seem like
Greatest basketball player ever.
Yeah, they making it seem like Kareem just. I'm just going to demand my way out of Milwaukee and just man, get out of here, man. You guys don't know basketball, man. Y'all don't know the history of the game, bro. You're just saying dumb shit. So sit down and shut the hell up.
Brian, I had an incredible record collection. I worked at Sam the Record Man. I got free records, dude. It was amazing. Yes, go ahead. Kareem, minority of one.
Cruiser Nation 3 said KD lost 6 games in a row, 4 last year, last game, then game 7.
He lost game 6 as well. They lost 6 and 7.
Was that 8 in a row?
The last time he won in the playoffs was that game 5, 2021.
Damn. Yeah, the losing streak.
Daniel Prosale said, Big Ox, the Warriors are 0-9 when down 0-2 in a best-of-7 series. So your Kings have a high chance to win. Shout out to the show. Love y'all videos.
Say his name.
All right, y'all. Taquay White said, I'm behind in all that Laker talk. But it's insane that you can hate someone so much that you actively pray in their downfall of your favorite team. Ticket is sad as fuck. Laughing my ass.
What's your favorite team, Taquan? Is that his name, Taquan?
Taquay.
Wait, is your favorite team the Lakers? Is it Miami or is it the Cavs? Let me know.
This Cavs defense is looking elite right now.
They'll lose.
Christopher D says Sabonis baited him into that. Same way Braun baited him in 2016. Wouldn't be surprised if the Kings ain't on the phone with him or with Adam Silver for a stimulus package.
They probably are. Yeah, they probably are.
Hey, we should be. Hey, I hope we are.
Nah, they just gonna keep doing dumb shit to Draymond. That's all. They gonna keep doing it too. What?
Hey, but hold on, Ticket. Now I agree with you. It is dumb shit. But let's not act like we not doing what they doing. We just beat.
No, I'm with it. Hey, hold on, Bob. I'm with it. Draymond dished it out for all these years. I'm with it.
I know you are. I just want to make it clear for the people because when they hear you say that, they might think like, "Oh yeah, the Kings are being petty." Like, nah, that's not it. Draymond play this way, and we.
What you supposed to do with a bully? You supposed to hit a bully before he hit you, right?
Right.
That's what they're doing.
Donovan Samuels said, not saying Sabonis is at fault, but the stomp is a bit much. Draymond got too many priors and needs to be held accountable.
We said that. That's true.
Let him play basketball, man.
That boy need to work on his impulse control. That's the same thing I've been saying about Jokic and some of these other cats. They act like toddlers.
Sabonis won't cry. Sabonis wasn't crying after the game. Sabonis said it's playoff basketball. Let's go. So I'm cool.
Thanks.
Judah Man said Dylan Brooks ended Gary Payton's season last year and got suspended 1 game.
He came back, but yeah, he did get suspended.
G Firm said, I wonder what the narrative would be if we had a DeMar Hamlin situation based on what Draymond did.
Oh, he be in handcuffs. That ain't no other question about that. He be in handcuffs. And they'll charge him with attempted murder. Point blank period.
Should he be charged with assault right now?
No, man. Come on, bro. This basketball. But I'm saying if it got serious to where you had a life-threatening injury, the authorities gonna get involved. But I mean, like I said, you know what it is.
Montes ain't pressing no charges either way it go. He not built like that.
Ishmael Singleton, salute.
NY Seek or Sec said, funny stats. AD played 1,900 minutes, but 56 games. But he got no love for Defensive Player of the Year consideration, while Jaren Jackson Jr. played 64 games, but only 1,750 minutes.
That's easy right there. That's too easy. First of all, AD played all the minutes because the Lakers were sorry and he had to play more minutes. Meanwhile, Memphis better, and they were beating teams easier than what the Lakers were. So Jaren Jackson had to play less minutes. Duh.
I just think AD's a better defender.
The better defender doesn't win the DPOY.
I agree.
So it doesn't matter.
Kenneth Randolph said, I'm a Warriors fan. Sack is outplaying us. Simple.
Indeed.
Simple. We better. Simple.
Who would have thought the 3 seed is better than the 6 seed? Crazy world.
Shocking.
Yeah,
all right, fellas. We got a couple more. Let me go ahead and reel off this next one. Jay Renrick said, not ranking any of LeBron's teams as an all-time great, and not having a Phil Jackson makes him even greater. Trolling, but it holds some validity.
The Heat were meant to be an all-time great team, and they just underachieved. So that's
how you gonna say you're trolling, but it got some validity? Like,
nah, it don't have no validity.
Say no shit like that. Oh, I'm trolling, but it's valid.
Bro, listen. All LeBron's coaches were the same as Phil Jackson before he got the mic. Nothing. So cut the shit out, bro. In fact, hold on. That's a lie.
Hold on, wait.
Wichita is one of the greatest coaches of all time overseas.
It was about 30 minutes ago. Hold on.
David Black.
Hold on. It was about 30 minutes ago that Mars said MJ didn't win anything in his first 3 years. But he also had 3 different head coaches that all sucked in his first 3 years. Why don't you bring that up? It's the players. Phil Jackson is thought of to be great because he had Jordan, and then he had and Pippen, and then he had Kobe and Shaq and Kobe and Gasol. Because if it wasn't for them, if he goes and doesn't win that championship, second year, third year, whatever with the Bulls, we're not talking about Phil Jackson like that. It's about the players, not about the coaches. Stop it. You're giving coaches too much love. And also, previously, Jaren Jackson was on the second-ranked best defensive team in the NBA. AD was on the 20th ranked defense. That goes into who wins DPOY. That's why.
The Lakers were the 20th ranked defense. Damn.
Yes, the 20th ranked defense this year, and Memphis was second. It's the best defender on a top-ranked defensive unit. That's how they pick it every year. Go look.
Hey, Fluon, what were the Lakers ranked after the All-Star break?
It doesn't matter.
They've been number one.
Yes, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
They've been number one since the
trade deadline. Yeah. Just it's not enough time
defense with Anthony Davis on the floor, but him missing time clearly just killed their defensive rating.
All right, fellas. Rona Reacts 2 said the 2001 Bucks, the 2001 Bucks would beat that 2001 Lakers team, the team AI lost to.
AI beat them. They were the best offense in the league that year, and they did have like high level spacing, which could like make Shaq struggle because he's not trying to run out on that type of spacing that the Bucks had. But I still think the Lakers win comfortably.
All right, fellas. Last super chat of the day from Along the Road Smith. Said thoughts on Coach Bud in this drop coverage defense. Why does it seem that every team has a historic shooting night for the Bucks defense? LOL.
I mean, you got to play drop when you're Brook Lopez. I mean, he is playing a higher drop, but you still got to play drop coverage with Brook Lopez. And the Bucks have made they're a team. They play the analytics. They try to take away corner threes, shots at the rim, and they try to give up as many above the break threes as possible. So them conceding those type of shots over taking away shots at the rim, you're gonna get open shots, and then it's whether or not you make them. But I think the biggest issue is the Bucks offense sparks a lot of transition opportunities, which gives teams open threes. So I think it's not really like when they lose, you can blame Coach Bud and their defense, but that defense is also what gets them ranked number one every year, and their playoff defense is always very good, but they're just liable to have games where teams make like 900 threes, and then you question the defense. It's just about the adjustments he makes within the game, which I think is the problem.
Totally agree. He'll bounce back.
I just wanted to look because I thought I was crazy. The 01 Bucks, the guys who started 33-year-old Irvin Johnson at center. We're gonna do what against the Lakers? Like, come on. Get out. Well, you know what? Go watch the Leafs and the Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Go watch hockey. You have a better shot.
I've never heard of those teams.
The Tampa Bay Lightning are playing the Toronto Maple Leafs the first game of the playoffs. I got Tampa Bay sweeping the hell out of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I only know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's it.
Go Kraken.
Go Kraken. Are they in the playoffs?
What you mean? Are we in the
DC
playoffs?
NHL not coming soon.
Yeah.
On the way out, I'm
the
just
San
gonna
Jose
leave.
Sharks.
I'm just gonna leave this little graphic on the screen that Scott Foster tweeted to Chris Paul.
Scott Foster.
Have fun. Have fun, sons.
That's fake, bro. That's fake, bro.
That ain't fake.
I sent it to Ron. I told him it's real. Shh.
All right, y'all know where to catch us. Same time tomorrow, 12
No,
Eastern.
not the same time tomorrow. Different time tomorrow.
12 same time tomorrow, 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific. We'll see y'all then.
It's a very different time to what we've just gone live at today, but sure.
Good night, Chris.